for until 1:45 here this afternoon. So if you are within this polygon from the Blooming Prairie area, just north of Austin, you need to be seeking shelter in your safe spot here this afternoon. So we'll kind of zoom in here and get a look at what some of our towns are within this area. Hayfield, Waltham, Brownsdale, Udolpho, Lansing, you need to be seeking shelter at this point in time for this tornado warning that's happening. Again, staying in effect until about 1:45 here this afternoon. So let's take a look here at velocity at this point in time. You can see we can kind of get a good indication here of where we're seeing that rotation here at this point in time. So right here, you can see that rotation between Udolpho and just to the west of Sargent. So just a little northwest there of, northeast, excuse me, of Lansing. So again, right around the Lansing, Udolpho area, you need to be seeking shelter at this point in time. This is a radar indicated tornado, but we can see very clearly here where we have that rotation happening right now. This is currently within the northern part of Mower County, and this will be heading towards Dodge County. So if you are in the Hayfield area, Sargent as well, make sure that you are seeking shelter here at this point in time, expecting to see the severe thunderstorm continue to move to the northeast. So let me grab a little info here, and we can track how fast this is moving here. Let's see here.
But 45 miles per hour to the northeast.
Okay. Thank you, Ted. 45 miles per hour, you said?
Yes.
Okay. We can zoom that out here and we can get a little bit of a track on that. Alrighty. Okay. And you said that it was 45 miles per hour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
To the east?
To the northeast right
Northeast.
now, 45 miles per hour.
Okay. So we'll track this out here, pointing it towards the direction of the Rochester area. So we'll put it out about half hour here. So right now, timing-wise, looking at the Hayfield area by about 1:33 here this afternoon. So right about 1:30, Sargent area by about 1:36, Salem by about 1:50, and then getting into the Rochester area closer to about 2 o'clock time-wise here if this storm holds together. And we'll likely be expecting to see these thunderstorms continue to grow. Right now, we'll see them starting off very individual, very singular, supercell-like, and then eventually growing into what's expected to be more of a linear line for the area. So that's what we'll be watching here throughout today. We've been talking about this quite a bit here over the last couple of days of what we can be expecting, what we can be looking at. I also want to take a look at that hail core too. So seeing some smaller hail possible at this point in time. And again, just north of the Lansing area, heading towards Waltham. So you can see here that hail core right there, right around the Udolpho area. So just to the west of Highway 218 there. So looking at, let's see how large this is registering. I think we've been seeing about penny size at this point in time. Okay, so about penny to nickel size hail possible there.
Last I saw, it looks like a nickel size, so about 3/4 inch.
Okay, yep, that is what radar is indicating as well. That's what we're seeing so far. Okay, we'll go back to, we'll take a look at radar as well here. More of a home view here. So again, we're keeping an eye on this tornado warning that will be in effect until 1:45 here this afternoon. At this point in time, this is the only warning that we have currently for us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. But we're going to be watching these thunderstorms kind of within this area here, developing along a cold front. So we have a very strong cold front that's going to be making its way through southern Minnesota and northern Iowa here, and that is what's going to be kind of firing off those thunderstorms here this afternoon. So again, that tornado warning is our first one here of the day. Ted, if you want, you can open up Slack there on Max 2. I should have that logged in there for you.
Okay, sounds good.
So that should, you can check, you can keep an eye on the National Weather Service chat on there. Okay, let's flip it over to, we'll take a look here at surface map because that's what I wanted to show you here. So we're getting that fresh update here. You can see that cold front adjusting, getting closer to the Highway 52 corridor, the Rochester area. So as this kind of got closer to that I-35 region, we started to see some of those thunderstorms developing a little bit more. Obviously now strengthening quite a bit here just north of the Austin area. So as we continue to see this cold front pushing east, likely to see more thunderstorms developing along this. I apologize, I can't quite move or stop the frontal boundary from pausing here. It's just a fresh update. So again, we'll be looking to see more thunderstorm activity developing here along that frontal boundary as it continues to push east. So expecting to see thunderstorm activity a little bit closer to the Rochester area, probably by about 2 o'clock here, I would say, and then we'll continue to see activity pushing east as the afternoon progresses. So we'll just put it back on the radar loop, and we'll take another look here at just kind of query that. So if you're just joining us now here, we have a tornado warning for portions of Dodge and Mower County. So northern Mower County here, just outside of the Austin area. So Austin not in that tornado warning, but if you're around that area, make sure that you're at least indoors as that thunderstorm is very close to your region. We're also watching some strengthening here with a cell around the Dodge Center area. So you may be noticing a lot of heavy rain, some lightning happening in that direction. We'll continue to see more thunderstorms developing here throughout this afternoon. This tornado warning in effect until 1:45 here this afternoon. So we still have roughly about 10-12 minutes left on this morning. So we will stay with coverage here until that tornado warning expires. If we just see some severe thunderstorm warnings closer to kind of 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1-inch hail, something like that, we will return back to, we'll continue to cut in and give you updates on those new warnings. But as long as we have a tornado warning in place, we will stay live on coverage here for you guys this afternoon. But once that tornado warning is allowed to expire, we'll be able to go back to regular scheduled programming. So
yeah, the hail core now suggesting up to 1-inch hail now, just northwest of Waltham, northeast of Udolpho.
Okay, so we'll take a look at that hail core again here. Yeah, it looks like it's strengthening a little bit more. Also seeing a little bit of some hail now just outside of the Dodge Center area. So just to the southeast here of Dodge Center. So if you're along Highway 14, you may be starting to notice some smaller hail. I would say certainly make sure that you are trying to avoid that as we start to see maybe some more hail developing. But folks in Dodge Center, get ready. We'll look to see a little bit of some hail moving into that direction. Right now on the smaller side, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that potentially strengthening, maybe becoming a little bit larger here this afternoon. So again, areas impacted here within this tornado warning. We have Sargent, we have Hayfield being impacted in that right now. We have Waltham as well. This tornado warning just outside of Udolpho. But if you're still within that area, I'd say certainly make sure that you are in your safe spot. But again, if you are within Hayfields, Waltham, back towards Sargent as well, expecting to see, make sure that you are in your safe spot here at this point in time. A lot of heavy rainfall, likely seeing some hail being picked up, falling as well. Just make sure that you are inside in your safe spot here this afternoon. So again, this is kind of a long, we'll take a look at, we'll go back to velocity here.
Yeah, it's the
right over
center is just northeast of Waltham. It's not looking as impressive as it did in the last scan about 5 minutes ago, but still a well-defined signature still at this point, and getting ready to cross over into, I think, southeastern Dodge County. So if you're between Waltham, Hayfield, Markdale, it looks like that's the primary zone of threat from the tornado and really the hail, for that matter. That's where the hail core is kind of located.
Yeah, so right here is the county line with Dodge County and Mower County here. So this scan, it looks like it just updated. But yeah, just kind of moving right out of the Waltham area now, just south of Hayfield. So if you are within Hayfield, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your safe spot here at this point in time. Sargent as well. It's this area of rotation that radar is picking up here, right between Hayfield and Sargent. So again, if you are within this span of area here, you need to be heading to your safe spot. Waltham, make sure that you are still in your safe spot, not clear just yet if you're in the Waltham area here at this point in time. So continue to stay in your safe spot. This activity is kind of right over that Highway 56 corridor there between Hayfield, Waltham, and again, just east of Sargent. Okay, I heard the dinging here. Let's see what else we have. I wonder, go back to radar. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that area that we were keeping an eye on in Dodge Center, we now have a severe thunderstorm warning for. So let's get the information on that if it decides to, here we go. Okay, so here's that severe thunderstorm warning for Dodge County. We have, this will be in effect until 2 o'clock here, so top of the hour, and this is issued for less than 50-mile-per-hour winds. So wind, not necessarily the concern here right away. Hail will kind of be that initial concern, especially as these cells are developing, staying very individual, singular supercells. Hail will likely be the prominent concern with that additional threat of maybe seeing some tornadic activity possible as well. So hail size, radar
ping pong, yeah.
Threat for 1.5 inches, so about ping pong size in diameter. We can go back to hail detection here. Radar is still indicating maybe some smaller hail, but I wouldn't be surprised with that maybe a next scan or two if we see that increasing. So right now, radar indicating maybe upwards of penny-size hail. So towns within this area, this is just outside of West Concord. So this is between Highway 56 and Highway 57 here. So here's Highway 57. Here's Highway 56. So this hail core just kind of right around the West Concord area, north of Wasioja. So mainly in a rural area at this point in time. But again, if you're in the Wasioja area, West Concord, even Milton, make sure that you're heading to your safe spots as well. Ted, do we have a tornado possible tag at all with this severe thunderstorm warning, or is it just the hail concern?
Nothing so far. Just the hail was what prompted the warning and the specification of the ping pong size, which is similar to some of the hail stones we had reported earlier today in that first round of strong activity that was northwest Rochester, about that size, 1 to 1.5 inch diameter.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we'll take that here in just a second, but I did want to take a look at the hail core here with this tornado warn cell. This is the Hayfield area. We're starting to see that large hail now being picked up on radar. So right now, radar is estimating upwards of ping pong size hail just to the southwest here of Hayfield, so around 750th Street. So just coming to the intersection here, crossroad of Highway 56 and Highway 30, right by Hayfield. So if you're in Hayfield, you need to be in your safe spot, not only due to that threat for possible tornadic activity, but we have some large hail coming as well. So it sounds like we have some street camera video here around Dodge Center. So this is Highway 14 here. This would be, looks like close to the exit here for Dodge Center and Hayfield. Yeah, you can certainly see the dark clouds in the sky. You can see the wet roads. Looks like likely some heavy rainfall starting to move through that area here at this point in time. So we'll go back to
quarter-size hail now officially reported by spotters in Hayfield.
Okay, so at least quarter size.
So
okay.
1 inch at least, yeah.
Okay. All right, looks like we have a new warning also coming in from the National Weather Service in Chanhassen. Looks like they are issuing downstream. So this cell that we're keeping an eye on here in Dodge Center also moving into Goodhue County at this point in time. So just south of Zumbrota, just south of the Wanamingo area. So this severe thunderstorm warning for hail, again, that main concern about a 1.5 inch. So again, ping pong size in diameter, less than 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected. So hail, the primary threat here this time around with this particular warning. But this one is in effect until 2:15 here this afternoon. So this is right around the Wanamingo and Zambroda area, Pine Island within that warning as well. So make sure that you are inside seeking shelter away from those doors and windows here at this point in time. That friendly reminder as well, vehicles, we've been seeing a lot of vehicle damage due to that very large hail that we had with severe storms earlier this week. So make sure that everyone is staying safe, but if you have a minute or if it's okay where you are, try and bring that stuff inside as well. Okay, so we've got about 3 warnings here at this point in time. We have that tornado warning that's in effect until 1:45 here. So just a couple more minutes. We'll have to see here if National Weather Service decides to extend that warning. Let's see if I can find anything on...
I haven't seen an indication that they're going to. There's still some circulation there. It does not look as intense as it did initially when they first issued the warning, but you can still see that there is some rotation. So I'm not sure what will happen.
Yeah, it certainly looks a lot more broad, not as impressive as when they issued that tornado warning. So again, this would just kind of be west of Waltham, heading towards the northeast there. So Hayfield just outside of that main area of circulation, I think. And again, we just have another 2 minutes on this warning here.
Yeah, they're gonna let it run out. I don't think they're gonna drop it, but I think they're indicating that the circulation is not as intense. I wonder if because the hail core is just about ready to cross into southwest Olmsted County near Rockdale, if that might become a warning for Olmsted, as it's still 1-inch diameter hail being indicated and reported as it's getting very close to crossing the boundary. So we theorize, we don't know yet, but that might be what happens, but we'll see.
Yeah, I could easily see National Weather Service in La Crosse potentially maybe extending further downstream. If they decide to not continue with the tornado warning, I can
they just
see
did.
them
Okay,
doing
it's a severe thunderstorm warning, Sarah.
and maybe having that tornado possible tag with it.
Yeah.
I could see something like
Is
that.
a severe thunderstorm warning for Rochester and all of Olmsted, or almost all of Olmsted County. Ping pong size hail, so 1 to 1.5 inch diameter hail, but it is a severe thunderstorm warning until 2:30 for southeastern Dodge. There's a portion of southeastern Dodge where Hayfield is. That's where it's currently moving, but it's also now heading towards central and southern Olmsted County. And again, that warning goes until 2:30. Moving northeast at 45 miles per hour.
Okay, so the National Weather Service did issue downstream here of this for a severe thunderstorm warning for Dodge and Olmsted County. So this is the newest warning here, just kind of an extension of that tornado warning. So it sounds like we should be able to see that tornado warning drop here in the next minute or two. But again, severe thunderstorm warning does include a large portion here of Olmsted County. So the city of Rochester, all included in this, Stewartville as well, back towards Rockdale, Byron, Casson area. Zach, you said that we were getting some viewer reports from the Casson area of some hail happening. Okay. And getting reports of sirens going off the last 10-15 minutes in Hayfield.
Okay, it's about 10 minutes from Rochester, that's the hail-producing storm at this point.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Okay, so it looks like we have this severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Dodge County here and into Olmsted County. So this does stretch back, I would say Casson area included in this warning as well. Just the west of Hayfield, so this does extend through Stewartville and I think just to the north there of Chatfield. But again, areas like Rochester, Orinoco, back towards, I think we're getting pretty close to probably the Dover, Iota area. Yeah, Iota just on the edge here of that warning for us. So I would say Viola through Marion, Iota. Make sure that you are in your safe spot here this afternoon. This severe thunderstorm warning stays in effect until 2:30 here. We'll take a look at radar. We'll zoom out a little bit here so you can see, because a few more cells being added here at this point in time. Let's see here. Okay, so we have our severe thunderstorm warning for Goodhue County. This will be in effect until 2:15, and our severe thunderstorm warning for Olmsted County. This stays in effect until 2:30 here this afternoon. So all of this activity is right along a cold front, and we'll look to see, yeah, you can start to see some of those storms developing there into portions of Worth, Mitchell County, and even just a little bit further south, just outside of the viewing area there, seeing a few cells starting to bubble up as well. So all of this activity here right along that cold front, and as that cold front continues to push through, we'll expect to see these thunderstorms continue to increase, and let's start off very individually here at this point in time and gradually merge into a singular linear line, and we'll see that continue to push through. So initially here, as these storms are developing, we'll likely see that hail threat, that main concern here initially, including that possible tornadic threat. We kind of have that window today to see maybe some spin-up tornadoes, the possibility of some tornadoes, an isolated tornado or two. I'd say between now and probably about 3 or 4 o'clock. Yeah, let's take a look at that here. It looks like we have, it sounds like we have some a viewer photo, and sending this in. Hayfields, you can see quite a bit of hail happening there. Yeah, we were talking about that large hail core that was going to move through the Hayfield area. So looks like a lot of hail falling there. Thank you, Anne, for that. Okay. So we are clear of our tornado warning here at this point in time. Let's go over hail core. Okay, so that hail core looks a little smaller than what it did initially. So I'll take that as a good sign here. So kind of just to the west here, or excuse me, just to the east of Hayfield, towards Rockdale, just south of Casson here at this point in time. We're looking at that hail core. So just north, kind of riding right along the northern edge there of Highway 30, looking at some hail. I'd say probably penny to nickel size. Yeah, nickel size for that hail at this point in time. So zooming in a little bit closer, yeah, just south of Casson, just west of the Rockdale area, Rockdale, excuse me. Salem here, look to see that kind of moving in that direction. I'll move this, I'll return back to we'll go back to radar and kind of zoom back out a little bit here. Ted, do we know how fast this cell that's going through Olmsted County is moving at?
Good question. At last check, I know I can't assume it's the same speed, but it is indeed still moving in at 45 miles per hour. And
Okay.
At this point, likely to be in Rochester already, but starting to see some rainfall here. But the severe aspects of the storm in the next 5 to 10 minutes across all of Rochester.
Okay. And you said it was moving, is it moving due east or is it northeast?
It's northeast.
Northeast? Okay. So we'll put the, we'll kind of time this out here. So moving into Rochester, Ted already said that we're starting to see kind of on the far western edge of town a few showers here at this point in time. So Rochester area by about 2 o'clock here. So within the next 10 minutes, seeing that more towards downtown area. But we'll look at Rochester area here probably Stewartville area, probably within the next 10-15 minutes, about 2:05. Getting to Plainview by about 2:20, 2:25. St. Charles area by about 2:35, 2:37 there. And if the storm continues to keep its strength, which we expect it to, making it to Lewiston just shy of 3 o'clock, so about 2:15, 255. So kind of a look here at some timing with this band here moving through Olmsted County. So good look at timing there of what we can expect. So we will we'll kind of continue with this storm coverage here throughout this afternoon as these thunderstorms continue to rumble through. We'll take another look here at that cell in, we'll take a look at Goodhue County here next.
Hey, Sarah, while you're pulling that up, Brock Burgee here. I'm at the news desk, and we're seeing, as always, people appreciative on our digital platforms as it relates to our severe weather coverage. We were planning for this. This is now our third first alert day of the week, a busy day for sure for Ted, yourself, Nick, Derek, and the First Alert weather team. So we appreciate all you are doing. I'm looking at the feedback we are receiving here. The cell that we are tracking right now, is there going to be more this afternoon, Sarah, or once this pushes out, is that going to be the all clear for us?
So the good news is that once we see this cold front move through the area, and I'll put this back at a home view so we can kind of get a good view of everything here within the viewing area. Once this cold front clears out, we will be done.
And the sirens are sounding, Sarah.
Okay, I can hear that. Ted, do you want to grab that info there on what our severe thunderstorm warning is? I wonder if maybe winds have possibly strengthened on this.
Well, it's now the potential of 2-inch hail developing in the core. Right now, what we're seeing radar still a little more than 1 inch, but they're concerned that this could end up producing 2-inch hail over the course of the next half hour.
Okay, so maybe that could possibly be why we have.
Yeah, generally speaking, as I understand it, that is one of the criteria for the sirens, not just tornadoes, but extreme hail and extremely strong wind gusts. That are, usually, I think 75 or 80 miles per hour winds, or 2 inch or larger hail on it.
Here, this is why we have the sirens going off. We have a new tornado warning happening for Olmsted County. This is on the southern edge of Rochester here. So this is why we're hearing the sirens right now. So if you are in the Rochester area, Stewartville area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. We have a polygon here indicating an observed tornado. Ted, keep an eye on chat to see if we have any word from the National Weather Service on if spotters spotted anything here. So this is kind of the southwest part of Rochester here. This warning will be in effect until 2:45 here. So we're going to hang on to this here, stay with coverage for a while here. And again, impacting portions of the city of Rochester. Stewartville also included in this, I believe the Rockdale area as well. So we have that hail potential, maybe upwards of 2 inches. So some large hail getting closer to a golf ball, a little bit bigger than golf ball, about egg size, kind of your standard egg. So getting into some large hail. Let's take a look at that velocity.
There was a report of golf ball size hail west of Hayfield earlier, moments ago. That's a report that just came in. So, yeah, we're seeing with that. It's some really big hail, and it's the rotation is nearing the airport now on the south side. So basically south of Rochester, but including the southern portion of the Rochester metropolitan area.
Okay, so here is where the airport is, right here. So just to the southeast along Highway 30. It's kind of where they're looking. Unless there's a spot that I've missed. I would say the tighter rotation is probably back here. It's kind of how it looks. But did they say we had spotter confirming some rotation?
Right now, the word from the Weather Service, 2 tornadoes are in progress at the moment in southern Rochester and near the Rochester airport. So there appear to be maybe even 2 circulation centers if you look really closely on the higher enhancement of radar. I
think this for sure is an area of rotation for sure. So this would be kind of just north of the Dodge Mauer Road, so kind of that county line kind of right around the Highway 30. So between Hayfield and Rockdell. But if they're saying there's something closer to the airport, I wonder if it's maybe maybe one of those two spots.
Guys, when you're saying rotation or two tornadoes, Ted, are we saying that these are observed or on the ground?
We have word that there was at least one confirmed on the ground, and the word is that they from the Weather Service that they are tracking two, not necessarily confirmed, but at least one is confirmed and two possible ones overall, based on what you're seeing on radar and based on the location of the ground truth or the observation.
Okay, so definitely, again, just to reiterate the point that if people do hear sirens going off right now, this is in fact something they need to be taking shelter for.
Yes. Yep, tornado warning, and it goes until 2:45.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you are within Rockdell, if you are in Stewartville, if you are in Rochester, especially southern Rochester, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. You need to be in your safe spot. Sounds like there's word from spotters of potentially a tornado on the ground. So I would say here's another spot. We're keeping an eye on this area here, Highway 30. I'll have to zoom in a little bit closer here to see if I can get a cross intersection at all. It looks like maybe about 250th Avenue and Highway 30, kind of that cross intersection. I would say that's one of those spots of rotation that we're going to keep a very close eye on. That one looks the most prominent to me at this point in time. I do want to zoom out though. If they have reports of something by the airport, okay, that scan looks a little bit better. Potentially, maybe up in that direction. We'll keep an eye on that too.
Guys, and for folks just tuning in, seeing the radar here, we're seeing a number of small towns. We see Stewartville, but just to give people an idea, this is Olmsted County, correct?
Correct. This is Olmsted County.
Okay. And that's the only active tornado warning at this time?
Correct. It does include, I've got it zoomed out just a little bit further here, but the majority of this tornado warning right now is for Olmsted County, but it does jut back into portions of Dodge County here, just east of the county line, and then also is into a portion of Mower County. So a very small sliver of Mower County is included in that, primarily in Olmsted County, but also into portions of Dodge County too. Just a small corner here of the county. Okay.
Guys, what are we looking at here? Where is this? Okay, so south of the airport, the Rochester International Airport, we are looking live right now. What do you guys see when you see that cloud formation there?
I think that might be it.
Is that a tornado? We've got Ted and Sarah looking very closely here.
Yeah, you certainly do see, I would say, at the very least, a funnel cloud.
Yeah, I think I see it. Can you overlay me with this? Is that possible? Okay. Okay. They're going to try and overlay here, so I can kind of try and point that out a little bit.
Can we put that back up, guys, as we're looking at that? Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they're working on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so we're keeping an eye on the airport area, but I think also back here, back towards Rockdell, that's an area of concern too. We're looking at that brighter green, that brighter red, close together. So I would say if you're in the Rockdell area, of course, make sure that you are in your shelter, your safe spot immediately here. And again, Rochester area, especially if you're very close to the airport, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your safe spot right now. You need to be in shelter immediately here. Okay.
Yeah, that one is, you're talking about the one by Rockdell. That's
right here.
That's
here
right on the border of the counties too.
So this is what we're looking at here. So it kind of looks like we might have some rain in the background as well, but it looks like right there we've got that funnel. You can kind of see potentially the maybe some dirt kind of getting kicked up in that as well, so you can see more of that that funnel, that tornado there, kind of making it to the ground. At least, Ted, that's kind of what I am seeing at this point in time. Would you? I mean, that just looks like a very well-defined funnel right there.
It does, and that certainly does look like potentially a funnel or the base of that.
Doesn't it look like
debris.
It's dropping, guys, too?
Yep.
I mean,
so
like, we're
Brock,
seeing that.
Yeah. So this kind of area here, this kind of cloudy-looking area, that is likely kind of that dirt, that dust that's getting kicked up. So that is the base of it that's kind of at the ground level, but you can see the funnel itself connecting in there.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, this is amazing. We normally don't get to watch this happen. This is actually, look at it, you guys.
We're watching it continue to drop. Wow. Okay.
I mean, this is live TV right now, guys.
It is, yeah. It is definitely in contact with the ground now. You see it there.
Yeah.
And in even tornadoes, we teach this when I'm talking to classroom groups. Sometimes you can't see the visible actual condensation funnel of a tornado touching the ground. But look at the debris on the ground, and you can see that there is circulation because it's picking up that debris. And that's why you can say that's definitely a tornado because it's.
And again, guys, where is this for folks?
So I was. Where is this located?
But
southwest of the
airport, but for on the map here.
Correct. Looking south from the airport? Correct. Okay, looking south from the airport. So if you are around the airport area, so Highway 63 in Rochester, you need to be in your shelter immediately here. Okay, so here's another view again. Yeah, this is very well defined. You can see the funnel coming down from the cloud. You can see that dust and debris getting kicked around. It's still, that one is still tricky to find on radar here. I'm not seeing it on
it just passed
the coalition.
north
I'm
of
not
High
seeing
Forest,
it on the velocity, but I mean, it's there. It's very well defined. So again, if you are in between Stewartville, if you're between Rochester, you need to be in your shelter immediately. This is confirmed. We can see that tornado on the ground here at this point in time. I'm not seeing as much dust, so I wonder if it's 63 and what? And 16. Okay. Yeah, you can see that very, very well defined here right now. Okay. So Rochester area, again, you need to be in your safe spot right now. Stewartville area, you need to be in your shelter immediately here. If you're on 63, Highway 63, if you have friends, family that's in that area, give them a call. Make sure that they are in their safe spot. Whether you're at work, whether you're at home, you need to be in your shelter here right now. Okay, so yes, we can still see it. We can still kind of see that dust getting kicked up.
It's Southwest Airport moving east-northeast, and last check it was about 45 miles per hour. So it's moving along, and if you're in the path of that, anywhere near it really at this point, you want to seek shelter immediately.
So, guys, we're seeing it kind of go up and down like that. What is that indicative of?
It's rotating. It likely might be cycling a little bit. It does look a lot smaller here.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's maybe, you can kind of see it go back into the clouds. So I wonder if it's maybe kind of weakening. But we're going to keep an eye on this very, very closely here.
I do want to pass along, if I may interrupt both of you, that we have learned that Rochester Public Schools is holding all students at their present location as the sirens are going off. I'm sure that's the case for some other schools in our area as well. We are getting to that time where school will be letting out, but obviously safety comes first, so school districts are holding kids in place as this plays out. Sarah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know that kids in their safe spot here at school. I know this is probably a little scary for sure, but we just had it's Severe Weather Awareness Week. We just had our statewide tornado drill yesterday, and that's why the state and the National Weather Service kind of work together to have in place here why we have that statewide drill. It has two times. They have the time in the afternoon, about 1:45, and they have that. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is still live. Okay, so you can still see that tornado right there.
Yeah, so this is specifically Highway 63 southbound at 80th Street. So if you are in that area by 80th Street, guys.
Okay, 80th Street. I'll see if I can try and get a little bit of a closer view here. Okay. So we are looking, okay, perfect. So we're kind of looking kind of in this general area here. We have the airports right about here. So just kind of across the road from the highway, we have that rotation. So I think it's still, I mean, it's definitely kind of on that leading edge here of the storm that we're seeing that rotation. So likely looking at an inflow notch, a couple spots here. We can flip it back over to radar to see where that notch may be. Let's see here. Probably, yeah, kind of in this area here is where we're getting that inflow notch. Let's see here if I can, still can't quite see it on the reflectivity. Okay. Let's look at that.
Is there any indication, guys, of if this formation stays, what direction it would be traveling?
It would likely be traveling with the motion of the storm. So we've had that storm motion of east-northeast, Ted?
It's been, yeah, east-northeast, about 45 miles per hour. There are indications that the second one that we'd been watching, the Rockdale one, this new Rockdale, has weakened and may not be on the ground any longer.
Okay.
From the
Did they have
from
spotters on that second one then, back towards Rockdale?
I have not seen verification. I'm just I guess we're talking about the Weather Service suggested that they believe that one is no longer on the ground. If it was on the ground, I think maybe that's the supposition here is that it was not necessarily spotted, but it was likely based on radar data touching down. But of course, we have.
So I think this is kind of where it would be. It would just
but
be.
the one we're still focused on that may obviously still be on the ground is the one near the airport.
Right. Okay. So let's zoom in here a little bit closer. The airport. I have the airport right here.
So there are the latest on.
It's a little. It's not as prominent with that circulation, but still.
There's one near High Forest there. It's a secondary one, and it appears to be another one. Look at that right on Interstate 90 near High Forest. It's west of Stewartville. There's another circulation center that's being monitored for a possible tornado.
Okay. So here is High Forest. So likely this area just to the west of that, Ted, you said?
Yeah, it's right there, just near Interstate 90, near Stewartville. Right now, still heading at this point to the east and northeast. So yeah, if you're in Stewartville, definitely seek shelter.
Okay.
Or in High Forest, obviously, for that matter.
Yeah, High Forest, you're still within that tornado warning here this afternoon. So make sure that you are in your safe spot right now. Stewartville, we're likely starting to see that thunderstorm activity just kind of moving into town. So you've had a couple minutes headway here, but again, Stewartville area, you need to be seeking shelter at this point in time. And I know we're still kind of in the middle of that school day here, so sounds like reports, at least from Rochester, of kids seeking shelter there in the schools. Go ahead one more time, Zach. Oh, traffic, okay. Okay, so where, this is from the airport, you said? 63? Okay.
So for our folks in back
still looking
monitoring
for
the
airport.
cameras right now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but do we still have any visual confirmation, folks, of any sort of funnel clouds? Okay, so no funnel clouds like we were showing earlier.
I wonder if that is maybe that wall cloud, that lowering a little bit there. But I might have the wrong angle too. But if anything, if this is 63,
And we are seeing traffic stopping.
This is looking north, correct, of the airport? Okay, then disregard what I said. That's a cloud, but that might be something to watch as well if we see the possibility of maybe additional rotation closer to Rochester. Okay.
Okay, that's where we were looking before. So again, this is 60,
okay, so
63.
Here is that wall cloud. Here is the wall cloud right there. That's that lowering here. And that looks a little bit more familiar to what we were watching with that tornado unfolding. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything here at that point in time.
Hey, to recap, how long is our tornado warning in effect for southern Olmsted County?
The one for Olmsted County, I believe, is 2:30, correct, Ted?
2:45, Sarah?
2:45. The
2:45.
warning is,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
2:45. That was probably the severe thunderstorm warning. That was 2:30. Okay. Okay. I think we got a fresh scan here. We'd have to watch. Let's see what radar looks like down here. Okay, oh, well, good thing I zoomed out further. Looks like we have a new tornado warning for North Iowa. So this would be for Mitchell County, St. Ansgar, Osage, I believe Stacyville, McIntyre in this. We'll get the stats on that here in just a second. Okay, so it looks like we have a new tornado warning from the National Weather Service. So this is for Mitchell County, and then it does jut a little bit into portions of Mower County here. So this will be in effect until 2:45 here this afternoon. So just to the east here of St. Ansgar, Stacyville right now within that polygon, McIntyre as well. Looks like this is just to the west of Leroy. We'll zoom in a little bit further here, get some more of our towns. Okay, looks like they just updated that, kind of cut back size-wise. Okay, does anyone know about how big it is?
Pebble size is what our good friend Caitlin just told me. So pebble-sized hail in northwest Rochester.
Okay, so northwest Rochester. Here is a look from Signal Hill right now. Looking to the south, here's Highway 52, Bandle Road back there. This is looking south. So this is here at the TV station report from coworkers here that we're getting some small hail falling at this point in time. So tough visibility for sure. We're looking at reduced visibility, a lot of heavy rain likely moving through. Traffic moving a little bit slower there with that heavy rain. Yeah, let's take another look at that here.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, so this is just outside of Rochester. Yeah, that is a nice little rope tornado there.
I was going to ask what that's called because it's not very thick, Sarah.
No, that would be more of a rope tornado. They can be very thin, very small, very narrow in size. Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thanks, George, for sending that in.
Thank you, George. Thank you very much. Hopefully you're at a safe distance getting that. Okay, let's talk about this second tornado warning that we have. We'll continue to keep a very close eye on Rochester, Olmsted County as well. But again, if you're within a tornado warning, you need to be seeking shelter. You need to be in your safe spot. Same for our folks here in North Iowa. Mitchell and Mitchell County in Iowa, also jutting a little bit into Mower County in Minnesota. This one's in effect till 2:45. Stacyville under the gun right now. McIntyre just starting to see some of that rainfall moving in. What is the name of that town? That is Johnsburg. You're just outside here of this warning, but certainly make sure that you're in a safe spot as well here. Let's take a look at velocity and see what that couplet looks like. Looks a little bit more disorganized, but yeah, I'd say kind of the rotation back here just to the east maybe of Stacyville. But yeah, if you are around the Johnsburg area, Stacyville, McIntyre, you need to be in your shelter here at this point in time. Leroy area, you're outside of this warning at this point in time, but storm activity is making its way to your direction. So we've got Leroy back here, Highway 56 here. So yeah, Leroy, get ready to head to your safe spots. At least make sure that you are inside. Let's give you the heads up here to be able to kind of put those plans in motion and plans in action here.
Sarah, I want to mention again, and you and Ted have done a great job of this, but it bears mentioning once again because we are getting a lot of emails coming in right now through our email as well as social media with pictures of what's going on, right? And we've watched these unfold live on TV ourselves and we're captivated by them. But again, please, right now you should be seeking shelter. If Sarah and Ted are telling you this is in the area, you're hearing sirens going off, this is not the time to be out and take photos. We can do that afterwards.
Thank you for the friendly reminder, Brock. Thank you very much. Okay,
Yeah,
so we have a new
that warning, yeah, it goes until
a new larger tornado warning.
Yeah, till 3
so this
o'clock.
one here, I think the area of rotation is probably there.
And that is Doppler radar indicated, as you.
Yeah, this one's radar indicated. Let's grab the stats on that here quick. Okay, so this one, Orchard, Riceville, Elma, Lime Springs, excuse me. So this is portions of Floyd, Chickasaw, Howard, and Mitchell County. So this one's a little bit larger here, stretching from Osage back to Riceville, Elma, and then up towards Lime Springs, excuse me. Yeah, so we're starting to see these thunderstorms really root into that cold front here. Charles City, no alerts for you at this point in time, but you are just south of that tornado warning here in Charles City. So you're going to start to see that thunder, that lightning, that heavy rainfall moving in as well. So kind of going back to this tornado warning here, Chickasaw, Floyd, Howard, and Mitchell County, this will be in effect until 3 o'clock here. So again, as long as we have active tornado warnings within the KTDC Fox 47 viewing area, we are staying on wall-to-wall coverage here. So we will not be going anywhere. So again, make sure that if you are within these impacted areas, you are seeking shelter. You are in your safe spot right now. We just had that observed tornado in the Rochester area right by the airport. We watched it unfold right here live on air. So make sure that you are in your safe spot here this afternoon. Please make sure that everyone is staying safe. And if you have friends and family, if you are in a spot that the storms have already gone past you or the storms are heading your way and you have family in the impacted area, give them a call. Make sure that they are in their safe spot here this afternoon. Okay, let's check on velocity here. We'll go back and take a look at our impacted areas here. Let's first start in North Iowa with that fresh tornado warning. Again, this is just north of Floyd, the city of Floyd, north of Charles City. So Osage area through Riceville, Elma. We have Saratoga, Lime Springs. This is just to the west of Cresco. So Cresco, you do have a few minutes to kind of get your plan in place and get ready to head into shelter as well. This rotation here not as prominent. I think what they warned it for was maybe over here, but this area just east of Osage looks a little interesting and certainly bears watching as well. Maybe some possible rotation there. So Brownsville, you're on the line here with that tornado warning as well. So this is right around the Highway 218 in North Iowa here.
And Sarah, and I know we're covering the tornadoes. I don't know if we've mentioned that Olmsted County and Rochester, in particular, all of Rochester is in a severe thunderstorm warning until 2:30 for 2-inch hail concerns.
Okay.
And that storm is now moving right through the heart of Rochester and moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So in addition to the tornado warning threat, obviously the tornadoes in at least, we have 3 tornado warnings going on right now in our area. Almost all of Olmsted County is now in a severe thunderstorm warning for some very large hail.
Yep. Okay. We'll touch on that here in Okay, we'll take that here in just a second. Let's go over the velocity here in the second tornado warning in North Iowa, just outside of Stacyville. So Stacyville, you're kind kind of hang out into that shelter here just for a little bit longer. Most of that rotation, though, I think is just past this here to the east. If you're in McIntyre, you need to be in your safe spot. You'd maybe have another minute or a couple minutes. But again, that activity coming very close. We could be looking at a couple different spots of some possible rotation there just to the east of Stacyville. We'll go back here into Olmsted County. I know we're continuing to keep a very close eye. Right away, this spot here is sticking out to me quite a bit. Stewartville area just to the northeast here of Stewartville. A possible couplet there. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's high I-90. This is just to the south there of I-90. That would be a spot I think that we'll keep an eye on pretty closely as well. Maybe some area of possible rotation there too. Let me get a quick scan. Maybe any other spots of rotation that we're going to watch here in Olmsted County. I think that's the most prominent spot here at this point in time. We may have to watch getting towards downtown Rochester. This might be a spot here too to watch. This is, looks like Highway 63, Highway 52 intersection right there in South Rochester. That might be a spot here we're going to watch too. This afternoon. So again, if you are in the city of Rochester, make sure you are in your safe spot here at this point in time. Okay, and Ted, you said we had multiple severe thunderstorm warnings as well, correct?
Well, there's one that covers, in particular, the one that covers most of Olmsted County for some large hail. To go with what's going on north of that circulation center, we're talking about that tornado warning that's going on. So. Okay. A lot happening all across Rochester and Olmsted County. A lot of reports of hail coming in from across the Med City. So yeah, it's certainly a very stormy day.
Okay, here's another viewer photo. This is some hail. Hey, thank you, awesome for the reference here for size. By Ben Franklin Elementary, and that's here in Rochester, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so this is in the Rochester area. You can see that hailstone, a quarter for reference. Great job. So roughly about quarter size hail, maybe just a touch bigger, but right about quarter size hail. So about 1 inch in diameter for that hailstone. If you do happen to send in viewer photos of the hail, try and use something as reference. If anything, break out the tape measure, break out the ruler. It gives us a good indication of how large that hailstone is. But if you have some change in your pocket, if you have a golf ball hanging around, or if you do have some really large hail and you're able to bust out the golf ball or ping pong ball, or maybe go into the fridge too and compare it to an egg, your standard
right now,
Sarah,
getting word that there's likely nothing confirmed, but likely a tornado on the ground or potentially on the ground near Simpson right now.
Okay, so I think that was that spot that I was keeping an eye on here.
Pretty intense
we
circulation.
Talked about a little bit closer to.
So Simpson, guys, just to put into perspective for folks, not a well-known community, but that's south of Rochester, correct?
Yeah,
it is. It's basically right on Interstate 90. If you take County Road 1 south of Rochester, it intersects with Interstate 90 right at Simpson.
Okay, thank you, Ted.
Yeah, so right here. So we have Pleasant Grove, we have Marion. Simpson's just kind of right. Yeah, that looks pretty well defined. So we're getting closer to the Marion area. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. I wanted Simpson to show up on the map. Here's Simpson, just off of I-90 here. We have the County Road 1 area. We have County Road 16 southeast right here. So right around the I-90 area there. Ted, can you read for me what that street intersection is just to the east there of the airport? Is that?
Oh.
Having a little trouble with that. Just kind of.
Well, 3rd Avenue southeast.
County Road 18 southeast. Is that what you're looking at, Sarah?
Yeah, kind of right around that direction. It gets a little hard to read those.
It is.
Yeah, no, it is.
Okay.
It's hard to read.
Okay, so we have a camera here, and again, this is right around the airport, right, guys? Okay. This is looking towards the Simpson area. Okay. Not seeing a lot. Okay. Okay, so we're looking east-southeast.
80th Street, just south of the Rochester International Airport. That's 63, I believe we're looking at, right?
Yeah, this would be 63. Yep. Probably right within this area, I think. Not seeing.
So you can see the interstate in the background there too, Sarah, just to give people a reference. You see the traffic on the interstate moving.
Yep, so that's I-90. Yeah, so this would be kind of that, trying to analyze it here, see how it's moving. But yeah, Ted, wouldn't you agree? This is kind of probably that rotating wall cloud that we're watching, that area of circulation.
Yeah.
It's still very prominent on velocity. I think that's probably one of the better looking couplets that we've seen so far today. Kind of right here. And again, this is right across the road from the airport. Looks like they redrew the polygon on that. Yeah, I think they kind of cut it back. Yep.
Actually, let's look at that. Yeah,
So there's a lot going on here, guys. We
is.
appreciate
Yeah,
your patience at home. We have people talking in our ears. There's information coming in. So again, we've got you covered here when it comes to your severe weather. If sometimes we're taking a pause, it's because we're being talked with. Sometimes we need to collect our thoughts and see what is going on. So we appreciate your patience. This is real life, real time weather happening. And so we're doing everything we can to relay the information to you as we get it. And sometimes we just need to take a moment to listen ourselves to make sure that we are passing on the information that is accurate and timely to you. So thank you for your patience.
Yeah, thank you for that, Brock. And you know, as I'm looking at the clouds, I'm trying to analyze. You know, I'm standing here. We're analyzing the radar on the screen. We're analyzing photos that are coming in. We're analyzing everything that's coming into the Weather Center here and the news station here this afternoon. So, yeah, that couplet looking very well defined. So we'll try and zoom in here, get a little bit closer.
Sir, I could read the statement from about 45 seconds ago, actually, from the Weather Service. A confirmed tornado is located near Stewartville.
Guys, look at that.
See it right here, Ted.
Moving northeast at 30 miles per hour, damaging tornado golf ball size hail, confirmed by weather spotters. And it is impacting Stewartville, Marion, Pleasant Grove, Chester, Predmore, Rochester Airport, and Simpson. And it's mile markers 209 and 220. That's where it is, right along Interstate 90 between those two mile markers, 209 and 220.
Okay. Ted, we have a really good visual on this once again with our cameras here. So I'm told this is still along that 80th Avenue, 80th Street. 80th Street near the airport. Yeah, you can see it right here.
So Sarah, would that be over Simpson then? Is that what we're thinking? Or is this a different one?
Nope, it would still be the same one. It would be just to the west of Simpson.
Okay, so if you are in that area, folks, this is a live look right now. It looks like it's coming further to the ground.
Yeah, and a view a little more obstructed this time around with the tree line here in the background, so that kind of obstructs the view a little bit. But you can see it very clearly right here. This is at least a funnel. Whether it's on the ground or not, I can't quite visually verify that. We'll have to keep an eye on. Okay, so we're at the exit, so we're still looking at that same tornado here.
Does it look like it's touching the ground, Sarah? Can you tell?
It's still a little tricky to see, but I wonder if maybe that is.
It looks like some debris pickup there, doesn't it?
Maybe, or a little dust. But I mean, you can see that very clearly here. That funnel. It's at least a funnel.
I mean, this
that looks a little bit clearer. Maybe not seeing anything on the ground.
This is rare that we get to watch these formations live on TV. Have you seen something like this before?
I have seen it one other time. Nick was standing here at the wall. I have never been at the wall watching this, analyzing this happen before. So,
I mean, this is amazing.
Wow,
this is amazing.
Wow.
So again, what you are seeing is real-time imagery, folks, here. We are talking about this as it is happening. The First Alert Weather Team prepared you for this.
Okay.
This third first alert day of this week, here we are. First alert weather and why we do this.
Yeah, so we're still looking at that tornado around the Simpson area. So again, if you're around the airport area, if you are around the Rochester International Airport, if you're around Simpson, you need to be in your safe spot right now. We are watching this tornado, at least a funnel, possibly a tornado, but we can at least see it here. If you're in the Marion area, you need to be in your safe spot right now because this is moving right in your direction. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Okay, so another view. You can still see it here from this secondary view. But let's flip it over, guys. Let's take it back to Max 1 here just for a second. I've got correlation coefficient on board here. So again, we can visually see that tornado there with the cameras, but correlation coefficient here. So this is going to tell if we're seeing anything being picked up. So it looks like this time around, potentially that one on the ground as well. So again, if you're in the Simpson area, you need to be in your safe spot. We're looking at Marion here. You're not far off from this tornado, this severe storm, this tornado warned cell heading to your doorstep. So again, this is kind of a look at a possible area of where we could maybe be looking at some dust, possible debris maybe being lofted into the air. So we're looking at Simpson Road Southeast. Areas like 55th Street Southeast. We're looking at 40th Ave Southeast, 60th Street Southeast, 45th Street Southeast. So right in this cluster here, between Marion and Simpson, that tornado could possibly be on the ground. Yeah, so we're watching that one very close. So let's flip back over to velocity and that couplet, I think, still there, not quite as, yeah, we're still looking at it right here, guys, just to the west of Marion. So again, Simpson, you need to be in your safe spot right now. If you're anywhere within southern Rochester, you need to be in your safe spot here immediately if you're not there already. Marion, you need to be in your safe spot if you were not there already. This is just to the west, probably within maybe a mile or two, I would say. So we're getting towards the I-90 Highway 52 interchange is where we're getting at here. This is 55th Street Southeast right here.
Your Mighty Oaks area, kind of.
Mighty Oaks, okay.
Yeah, it gives people some idea.
Hey, for either Ted or Sarah, it does look like the situation down in northern Iowa also. Are we adding to the polygons here? I'm trying to keep track of things too for you guys here.
Yeah. It looks like National Weather Service did issue a new tornado warning, and I'm guessing here that the first one that was prompted will gradually expire here, probably in the next 15 minutes, I believe, issuing it downstream. So now we have a new tornado warning. So this does include the eastern half of Olmsted County. This does jut a little bit into far southern Wabasha County. So Plainview area, you are just shy of that tornado warning here.
Yeah.
But still, head to your safe spot.
Just outside of Plainview and just outside of St. Charles, but yes, very close.
Yep, and looking further off to the east here, so this does include more Highway 14 towns and I-90 areas. So we have Quincy, Viola, we have kind of the Dover and Iota area. We also are getting towards St. Charles, Saratoga area, Chatfield as well here on the southern end of that tornado warning. Cummingsville, Pleasant Grove still in a tornado warning here at this point in time. So this is kind of the new area that we have that new tornado warning for.
One of the things, guys, I'm seeing quite a bit on our social media pages is people are wondering certain communities. When you have a moment, it doesn't have to be right now, but could one of you put a couple of tracks on some of these to show the communities and the impacts?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
So this new warning here for the eastern half of Olmsted County does include a portion of Wabasha County. This is in effect until 3:15 here today. We'll go back to velocity here, and that might be an area to watch too. Around Sumner, if you're around the Sumner area, I would make sure that you're heading to your safe spot too. That might be some broad rotation, but still, we've been seeing these tornado warnings pop up here today, so just make sure you're heading to your safe spot as well. That's a spot to be concerned about as well. Yeah, okay, let's track out, we'll track out our storms here in Minnesota, and then we'll jump back to Iowa here briefly. Ted, what's kind of the average speed of these storms? What are they moving at? Is it still about 45 miles per hour?
35 miles per hour right now.
45 or 35?
35.
So, Ted, if I can, while she's putting that in the track, talk about when a system is maybe not moving quite so quickly. What does that mean? Does that mean that there's more chance for these to fire up and stay in a certain area longer?
It certainly could. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when they get going at a high rate of speed, they can sometimes outrun some of their the shear becomes more of a volatile situation, and you have the powerful surface winds that we're kind of experiencing today with those surface winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour. Moves things quickly, but also could impact the shear level at the surface, and so the lowering of the tornado might cause a change in its pattern, whereas if it was able to really assert itself at the surface with a little less of that forward wind flow, it gets a chance to really become more concentrated and intensify, and of course stay in the same area, causing more damage as it's on the ground. So sometimes they become so highly sheared that they run themselves out of fuel, basically. But in this case, you see it weakening, or not weakening, but slowing, at least the cloud base of the storm, or the actual movement of the storm itself. From 45 to 35, it could certainly impact the severity of what's happening at the ground.
Okay, Ted, I'm going to interrupt you here just for a second. We have a couple different updates. I have some timing tracks. That area that I was talking about just south of Stewartville that I was concerned about, new tornado warning there. And then you can see the live look from one of our cameras here. It sounded like, at least what I was hearing in my ear, that tornado that we were watching has lifted, but certainly an area. Okay, looked like it possibly was on the ground again. Okay, so let's talk here timing again. Here's that tornado warning just south of Stewartville. That was an area that I was concerned about, of maybe some possible broad rotation. That now has a warning on it. Okay, timing-wise, Plainview area about 2:40 here this afternoon. Stewartville St. Charles, St. Charles about 2:45, 2:50. Lewiston right about 3:05. Getting towards Goodview and the Winona area here about 3:15, 3:20. So again, this is for that Minnesota cell, this tornado warn cell. That's kind of the timing-wise that we're looking at here for probably the brunt of that. Okay, I'm going to jump over to our query here, get the new info on that new tornado warning that we're watching here. See if I can, yeah, right around Sumner. That was the one I was watching. Okay, it doesn't want to cooperate for me. So let's see here. Okay, so that one. So this is this new tornado warning here for Sumner, just south side of Chatfield here. Chatfield, you are in a tornado warning across the board. Make sure you're in shelter. Fillmore, this warning just north of your area, but again, head to your safe spot. It doesn't hurt to be overly cautious here. But Sumner area, this is over you right now. You need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Okay, so this is warned until 3 o'clock here this afternoon. Looks like it's radar indicated. And this one's moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So I'm going to jump over to velocity here and take a look at that. Yeah. Had it right around the Sumner area. Yeah, this is the spot that I was watching here. It still kind of looks a little broad with that rotation, but still an area of concern. Obviously enough concern that the National Weather Service is warning that here. So again, if you're around the Fillmore area, Chatfield, Sumner, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Radar certainly looks a little cluttered, but again, we talked about that potential here the last day or two of the possibility for some spin-up tornadoes, some isolated tornadoes here. And again, with that cell in the Rochester area, we watched it. We watched as it came down. We've watched it go back into the cloud. We've watched it quite a bit here. So,
do we have reports, Ted, of any damage from the National Weather Service?
I've not seen any specific reports talking about locations and things like that more than anything.
Okay, but nothing that we know. And for our folks in back, I know we've got crews out and about monitoring. Anything from our crews of any damage reported yet, or any tips to the newsroom? Okay. Also, we do have some video I think we can show you, Sarah and Ted, that we've received from viewers as you take a moment. Look at this. This was the Rochester area one, south and southern Olmsted County. What are you guys looking at there?
Oh,
Talk to us through this from George.
Okay. So obviously there we can see the tornado. You can see making contact there with the ground, but it looks like off to the one side of that there, it almost kind of looked like a little triangle, maybe a possible a second vortice there that maybe was trying to produce a funnel.
Well, you know,
that one right there, that
yeah,
one.
and it's after what we talked about, that there were at least 3 circulation centers in that area. Yeah. Remember, the one was near Rockdale, one was by the airport, and then the one that was west of Stewartville at High Forest. So if you had a good visibility and see the bright in the distance, provided with that nice contrast, perfect imagery and good viewing.
And that one, guys, right there, the primary one, that's touching the ground, right? That's what we're seeing, right?
Well, you can see the debris structure.
Wow, amazing from George. We have one as well we want to go to. I believe this is in Dodge County. Is this is Oslo?
This would have been the one that prompted the original warning. So it looks like a little, oh yeah, there it is. You can see the contact there with the ground. A little hard to see in the sky, but yeah, you can see that. Yeah, that's that rope tornado. There.
Paula, thank you for sending that. And again, we appreciate these images. They tell the story, but your safety is paramount. So please be careful, right? I mean, we continue to say that we're watching this happen. And, you know, I'm still trying to make sense of some of this because you don't expect to watch this unfold live on TV, but that's what we're seeing today.
Okay, yeah, we're getting another, this is kind of just a cluster here because we have one warning into another warning into
right, the 2 warnings overlaying each other.
And I wonder if they're doing maybe a broad warning to cover a larger area because on the leading edge here, I know we haven't been on radar much, but
so far, I think they're both at effect.
Quick spin-ups here along the leading edge. Okay, let's kind of dive in. Let's get the stats on that. I wonder if, okay, they have that one as pink, so that is observed.
Okay, weather spot is observed tornado. I'm trying to find the specifics. It goes to 3:30.
Yep.
Tornado producing storms along and extending from near Mazeppa to near Chatfield, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. So, in general terms, there are multiple tornadoes in this situation. That's why we have
multiple
area.
vortices here along this line. In fact, actually, maybe not necessarily the leading edge, but on the back end, kind of on the, a lot of times we'll see kind of quick spin-up tornadoes along the leading edge, the initial line of those thunderstorms. But I think this time around, we may be looking at more of those spin-ups on the backside, maybe where it's more rooted in with the cold front. But anyways, this one for Olmsted, Wabasha, and Winona counties. Again, this is a large warning here at this point in time. Let's go over to velocity and see, because I think I am seeing a couple different spots that we could be looking at. Okay, let's kind of start at the north and we'll work to the south here. Yeah, this is a solid looking couplet right here. So just south of Potsdam, this actually would be around the Ring area. So this would be closer to, yeah, that looks pretty solid right here. Yeah, right here. Okay, so this road here is 75th Street Northeast. Kind of looking at the cross section here. 70th Avenue Northeast, right here, 80th Avenue Northeast. So kind of just outside of the Rochester area. Here's Elgin in the background here. So here's Elgin. Elgin, you need to be heading to your safe spot here right away as this kind of moves closer in that direction. Yeah. So this is a really good looking couplet there. That could potentially be something. Again, that's within that tornado warned area. So just south of Potsdam, west of Elgin, right around the Ring area. So this would be closer to northeast Rochester, kind of rural northeast Rochester, rural east Orinoco. Getting a little closer to the Viola area. I think maybe here between Viola and Iota, maybe.
Sarah, one thing I do want to mention, we do have some comments from our viewers in northern Iowa wondering what the status is of that one. I know we've got a lot we're monitoring here, and these continue to just seem to be popping up. But what's the situation right now for our viewers in northern Iowa, and where is that storm tracked to be here in the next half hour?
Okay. Yes, so it looks like we have a new extension in North Iowa, so Riceville area. This would be right over the Riceville area right now. You need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon, up towards York, back towards Cresco. Cresco, I gave you a heads up here a handful of minutes ago to get prepared to head to your safe spot. Now is the time to take that action. Again, this is kind of closer to the Riceville area. So we'll get a quick look here at that couplet. So right between Riceville and Saratoga, County Road, Highway 9, between Riceville and Saratoga, you can see very well-defined couplet here. Possibly even another area of rotation just north of Saratoga there too, heading towards the Lime Springs area. Yeah, I think our rotation really is on the back end of these storms here today. A little bit different than what we normally see.
We had an observation on the Weather Service chat that says there are reports near Chester Woods Park that there's debris falling from the clouds. Some of it's insulation.
Okay, then that would mean
from possibly
possibly hitting something.
Something that was just southwest of there would have been the Simpson area or the Marion area. So that's wondering.
We did receive a call into our newsroom from hearing from one of our reporters that folks at Whistle Binkies, the on the lake location, were watching it. So that would make sense with that area of where this was taking place.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. I'm going to put this here into radar so we can see what radar looks like. Yeah, a lot of heavy rainfall. Again, that rotation right in between Riceville and Saratoga. So yeah, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Let me track this out for us here. This one is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. We'll get the track on that.
As Sarah's putting the track on, we want to remind you you're watching live First Alert weather coverage from your trusted news leader. We are KTTC. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt, meteorologist Sarah Gannon are keeping you up to date as we are watching this weather unfold. This is certainly some historic type of weather that we are watching right before our eyes. Tornadoes have been forming. You as viewers have been capturing those images, sharing them with us. And again, we want to emphasize safety top of mind. Once you have been in shelter and the storms have passed, that's when we want to see those photos. Sarah, do you have that track for us in Okay, actually we have another photo quickly, and then we'll get back to you with that track.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Interstate 90 looking from the Iota exit there.
Yeah, so that was another area of circulation that we were watching there too. Yeah, so it looks like another possible tornado there in that direction. For our friends in North Iowa, I promise I'm not forgetting you. I promise I'm not. A lot to keep an eye on here in the area. We cover several counties here in southern Minnesota.
Sarah, I think Ted had something.
We really have to. I can't underscore this enough. I mean, yeah, North Iowa right now. The difference is Doppler radar indicated. We don't have ground truth yet of confirmed touchdowns. I will say there's a dangerous tornado that's only a couple miles away from Elgin. We need people in Elgin to seek shelter immediately right now, because it's just a couple miles from there right now.
Okay, and so do you want to switch back to that, Ted? Is that what you're saying?
I think we should. Weather Service is stating this pretty prominently. They're worried about this for that area too.
Yeah, we'll jump back to that here in just a second. We'll do a quick timing here. Lime Springs, Iowa here, just close to the top of the hour here, 2:55 at 2:30. York closer to about 3 o'clock here. 3:10 for the Granger area. Harmony, kind of putting that a little bit further downstream, about 3:20, 3:25, and getting to the Canton area by about 3:30. So looks like there might be possibly another tornado warning here just to the south of that.
Yeah,
looks
it's
like they issued
near
it.
Ionia, which is near.
So this one would be closer to New Hampton, just east of Charles City.
yeah.
So we'll get a quick glance at that. It's a little bit cluttered. We're getting between radar sites here, so it's getting a little bit more cluttered. But I think this is kind of the general area around Deerfield, Caldwell. Still North Washington is a little bit east of that, but around the Deerfield area, if you're kind of southeast of, northeast, if you're northeast of Charles City, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. So that would be for Chickasaw County is where we have that current warning. Okay, let's jump back to the Iota area. Let's see here. Remind me again, guys, the view of the highway around the Iota exit from I-90, was that looking north or was that looking south? West of the Iota exit.
So toward Marion.
Yeah, that might be the better area. Potentially just south of Iota right now, I think is what we could be looking at. Yeah. Or, you know what? We might have two possible spots. Okay, well, we just got a fresh update here. So I still think kind of just south of the Iota area. So Iota, you need to be in your safe spot here at this point in time. Dover will look to see a lot of this activity kind of making it to your area here momentarily. I mean, you're probably already in the thick of the thunder, the lightning, the heavy rain, but we've been seeing more of these tornadic spin-ups here, I think more so on kind of the back end of this. Let's keep an eye here on these couple other spots. I think still towards Elgin, Potsdam area. I think that is a prominent area here. This is kind of right along Highway 247 north of Elgin. Just to the east of Potsdam. Plainview, you are not quite in that tornado warning, but you are within a handful of miles away from this possible rotation. So Plainview, you need to be seeking shelter. And I like to correct myself. This is one of the many tornado warnings within the Olmsted County, Wabasha County area. We still have that broad one. So Plainview, you are within that a tornado warning. You need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Let's take a look here at a couple more possible vortices that we could be looking at. One close to Quincy, and then we're looking here, here's Viola, we're looking northeast. So County Road 2 northeast, what is that road? That one is 75th Street northeast, a little bit further down, we're getting towards 72nd Street northeast. So this general area here, I think that's an area, yeah, that even looks tighter over there. Yeah, so if you're around the Viola area, a little bit northeast of Viola, 75th Street northeast, you need to be in your safe spot. I do not like how that looks.
Yeah,
right
just
now.
north of Quincy. Yeah, that's
yeah,
right,
and the Quincy area too. This is
prominent.
This is a little concerning. This is very.
And the
I
one
do not like how that looks.
And the one that's west of Plainview,
That's-
another strong.
Yeah,
area
spot here
position.
around Quincy. That's a big area of concern too.
So are we into Wabasha County there, folks? Is Quincy and Wabasha are still
Well, it's the
Quincy
northeast
is-
corner of Olmsted County.
Homestead? Okay.
Yeah, that's still in Olmsted County. But actually, this cell here, we're probably right on the county line, to be honest. Pretty close to it, at least. This spot here, yeah, I think north is
Yeah,
Wabasha
it's-
County, south is Olmsted County. So I think we're right along the Olmsted-Wabasha County line right here. Yeah, I do not like how that looks at all.
That I think,
And
and that
that
location, I
might
think
be- that
75th
might be
Street serves
something
as the border
right
between
here.
those the two
That might be
counties.
something, Ted. Looking at correlation coefficient, I don't like how that looks. That easily could be something that's possibly on the ground. So again, if you're around the Elgin area, you need to be in your basement, in your safe spot here at this point in time. Absolutely, especially if you are in rural Elgin. If you're around the Quincy area, you need to be in your safe spot here at this point in time. So we use correlation coefficient to see potentially if there's anything being lofted. You know, it's a way for us to see when we don't necessarily have that ground truth, if we have potentially a tornadic system on the ground. So I do not like how that looks right now.
Hey, as we are continuing to monitor this, I'm going to give you guys a couple of chances to catch your breath, look over things. We are approaching that 3 o'clock hour, guys, and typically this would mean schools are getting ready to let out. What we have been told is that while these warnings are in place, local school districts are keeping kids, obviously, they're in severe weather mode and practicing their emergency respondedness for situations like this. So know that your kids are being well taken care of, right? And so getting home, if they are on a scheduled school bus route, might be a little bit later today since they are not letting kids out, which we are grateful for. So keep that in mind if you're wondering, why aren't my kids home yet? It might be a little bit later, but we are tracking multiple tornado warnings here in North Iowa as well as southern Minnesota. Again, to remind you, we have a large viewing area and we are committed to covering every one of these counties. Some people are asking, why are we covering North Iowa when there's situations going on in southeast Minnesota? That's because we cover North Iowa. People in North Iowa turn to us to make sure that they are prepared. So thank you to all of you who understand our team is tracking all of these storms, and it's very important to understand that every life is important and we value it.
Thank you for those words, Brock. I wanted to flip over to radar here because I wanted to be able to give some of our towns that have been watching so closely, I want to be able to give some of you guys the all clear. The good thing about today is that the thunderstorms are developing along a cold front. Once this cold front pushes out, you are clear then of severe storms. We may see a little bit of some redevelopments later on in the evening, but at this point in time, I know we do still have several warnings here from eastern Olmsted County to the Riverside into Wabasha and Winona and Wabasha counties here, even into portions of Fillmore County here.
So did you, I don't know if you saw this, I know, just trying to get caught up here. We are getting a report of a tornado 2 miles east of Potsdam. That was the one we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
This is from about 3 or 4 minutes ago with structural damage in the
Okay.
Potsdam area. Also, Lime Springs tornado is confirmed on the ground in Howard County.
Okay. Yeah, so those were a couple spots that we were watching. And again, this circulation now for the spot near Potsdam and Elgin, still very prominent rotation. This now pretty much fully into Wabasha County. So this is just south of Plainview. So if you are in rural Plainview, you need to be in shelter right now. We're still looking at a pretty decent couplet there, looking at velocity. I can flip it over to correlation coefficient, and not as prominent as what it was before, but still, I think we have that possibility of, if we do have spotter confirmation of something potentially on the ground, I think that is a spot certainly. Like I said, I don't like how that looks. I haven't liked that here the last couple of scans. Let's also go to, you said it was, yeah, see, right there. I don't like that. I'll zoom in here a little bit, get possibly see if I can get a better street view at all. Closest road I can get is we're a little bit off of Highway 42, Minnesota 42. We're a few miles in from that. So I think we're very much into a rural area here, very rural Plainview here. But Ted, you said that was Lime Springs, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
there's a circulation area there.
Yeah, we do have that observed now. And you said that it was spotter confirmed?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
It's Weather Service says it's confirmed tornado on the ground moving in the general direction of Lime Springs from the west.
Okay, yeah, right here. So south of
50th Street,
Chester
I believe.
and Lime Springs, right just off to the east of that, yeah. So within a couple miles there. So again, if you're in the Chester area, if you're in Lime Springs, you need to be in your safe spot. You need to be seeking shelter immediately here. I'll zoom in a little bit further so we can get an idea of maybe some crossroads, some streets here. Let's see if I need to adjust here a second. Yeah, okay, we have a good view there. Okay, so we have Highway 63 running from Chester to Lime Spring. We also have, we have 50th Avenue down there. We have 30th Street right here. Looks like James Avenue off to the west there. Lilac Avenue right here. Yeah, still just off to the east here of Lime Springs. So again, if you're in Lime Springs, you need to be in shelter right now. You need to be in your safe spot here. Looking at, hopefully I don't mess this name up.
Litke Mill, yes, that's where that's why they call it, Lime Springs the best town by a dam site, because the Litke Dam and Mill are just north of town.
Look at you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
Hey, I've been there. It's
appreciate
a really cool historic location. Whenever I drive by there all the time, on the way to Illinois to visit my mom.
Okay. Yeah. So Lime Springs area, you are under the gun here right now. Hopefully the circulation can kind of miss town, but of course, we don't want to be seeing this. But again, this is observed. We have that. Let me flip over to. Yeah, that even brightened just a little bit more here in that next scan. All right, now we're still looking at that just to the northwest of Lime Springs. So still between Chester and Lime Springs, but Lime Springs area, rural Lime Springs, we're looking at, we still have that pretty solid looking couplet there, that rotation. We'll zoom in a little bit closer again, try and get a little bit more accurate reading on street. So it looks like this is 25th Street is what it looks like here. So again, Highway 63 running through there, kind of right around the Highway 63 area and 25th Street.
Sarah, I know you're keeping a close eye on our friends in Northeast Iowa, but we have gotten a report of a potential tornado on the ground in the Plainview area. Can we take a closer look there and what you're seeing on radar right now? Again, this is a viewer report of a tornado on the ground.
Okay. So looking at velocity, as soon as you said, let's look a little bit north, this is right where I was heading. So here's Plainview. I would say possible couplet, possible rotation here just north of town, maybe possible. But again, we could be looking at any sort of these notches in there.
Yeah, there are. I'm looking here, and you're right. There are at least two that I'm seeing surrounding Plainview. One on the north side, and then now another one. The one that came out of Quincy on the south flank of that advancing line of storms, that is looking very impressive.
Yeah.
Radar signature. So
this
both
would be
of
closer
those
to the
could be on the
Elba
ground
area
now.
then now. A little bit north of Elba. So here's Elba, Minnesota 74. We have Minnesota 42 that goes through Plainview. So kind of between the two highways here. So we are looking at Wabasha County right here. We're looking at Winona County right here. And we're looking at Olmsted County right there. So kind of within the quadrant of all three counties right there, could be looking at multiple spots maybe of some possible, I mean, this could be an area of rotation. This could be also an area, plus what we're looking at.
Hey, for a control room, do we have any DOT cams in this area that we can show at all? Didn't mean to interrupt you, sir. I just didn't know if we had any imagery
No,
we
you
could
are
show.
just fine.
If there's DOT
if
cams?
we're able to get a visual, that would be great. I know cameras are a lot more limited.
Yeah, we're told that we
outside.
probably don't have any, but I was hoping we could show what we saw when we were in Olmsted.
I know. I want to take a look at this area too here around St. Charles. This could be a spot too that we're going to watch closely. Maybe down towards Saratoga. That could be a spot to keep an eye on too here. Intersection right around St. Charles. We have Highway 14, Minnesota 74. We have I-90 running through there too. Yeah, that could see a couple different spots in that direction there. Sorry, I'm just kind of running through everything.
While you're doing that, Sarah, we have heard that Rochester Public Schools is going to be, let me read this verbatim for you here, guys, going to be loading buses at 3 o'clock, so we are at the 3 o'clock hour here. They are saying, though, that there will likely be about an hour delay in kids getting home if they are on a bus. So between 3 and 3:15, buses at elementary schools will begin loading and bringing students home. Middle and high school students will be transported after that and should expect a delay of approximately 1 hour. Students who walk home will be released at the same time. that the buses load. So that is the latest from RPS. I know a number of our rural schools. I just heard from my sister-in-law who teaches down in Mabel Canton, and they are holding students right now, and I'm sure that's the case for many of our rural districts as well, as safety is top of mind, and we just want to make sure that this weather clears before those students are out and about on the roadways, as well as you, the general public, as well. So keep that in mind if you are planning to travel here, that it's not a good time to do that, Sarah.
No, not at all. And I'm glad we have the notification from Rochester Public Schools on loading buses here soon. So I know we've been very focused on what's happening. I want to go through here quick and just kind of clear some of our spots here. So Rochester area, I think storms are far enough to the east that Rochester, you're in the clear. I think you're good. I think you're safe. You're good here for the rest of this evening here. As we head further to the south, again, pushing west, Goodhue County, you're in the clear. Dodge County, Steele County, Mower County, you are all in the clear here at this point in time. Freeborn County in the clear. We're looking at Mitchell and Worth County there in North Iowa in the clear as well here at this point in time. We'll take a look at Floyd County and Cerro Gordo County. Both of you guys, both counties, all cities within those counties, you are clear at this point in time. Things still pretty close to the riverside. We're still looking at a lot of stuff in far eastern Olmsted County into Winona County, Wabasha County. Not clear just yet. I know there's not much happening in Houston County, Alameda County, Winooski County yet, but with the progression of these storms continuing to push east, expecting to see you guys here under the gun probably in the next 30 to 60 minutes, if not 90 minutes. So again, we're looking at Goodhue County, Olmsted County, Dodge County, Steele County. You are in the clear. Excuse me, not Olmsted County, not yet. If you are in Rochester, if you are in Byron, if you are in Stewartville, you are in the clear. If you're in Orinoco, you're in the clear as well. Mower County, Fillmore County, you are in the clear. If you are in Mitchell County in North Iowa, looking at Worth, Cerro Gordo, Floyd counties, also back into Winnebago and Hancock counties, you guys are in the clear as well. Olmsted County as a whole, not quite. We still have our far eastern towns here still under the gun with that activity. Portions of Fillmore County still looking at some tornadic activity. Kind of looking at just radar here, so this usually will show us both tornadic activity and severe thunderstorms, all of those warnings. Right now we just have tornado warnings in place here at this point in time.
I think we have a photo we can show you of some of the hail. We've been talking about hail as well in some areas. Earlier we saw some here.
Wow.
This is from St. Charles, Sarah.
Okay. Okay, so using the quarter as reference, awesome job, Kim. Thank you so much. Wow, those are some really large hailstones. I would say we could be looking at anywhere from ping pong to golf ball size hail, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, those are, you see the formation there too of the crystals there. We have another tornado photo if we keep that one going. This one from Vicky. Wow. So is that the rope one you were talking about earlier, Sarah?
Yes, that would be a rope tornado as well. Yeah.
And Zach, where did you say this was from? Rockwell, southeast of Rockwell. Just look at that.
Rockwell would be, what county is Rockwell in? Ted, do you remember offhand?
Well, they're checking that. We want to remind you, we've been getting some questions about how to submit your viewer photos after the fact. If you go to our homepage at kttc.com and click on the menu bar there is a place that says submit photos and video, and that's the best way to get them to us as opposed to emailing them or sending them via Facebook. That allows us to have the ability to show your videos and pictures on air, so please go that route if you're going to send them to us. So again, we are looking, oh, okay, so damage, guys, as we look. So this is Stewartville.
Wow. Behind the fairway in Stewartville.
So not too far from the not too far from 63, guys. This is what we would have probably been seeing.
Yeah, it certainly looks like some wind damage for sure. Yeah, that garage door looks very messed up. Yeah, we'll have to wait for official word from the National Weather Service when they do some storm surveys on if any of that is due to tornadic activity or if it purely is wind damage. I want to jump through here looking at velocity again. It looks like we have a new tornado warning. Again, I think this is kind of blanketing. A little harder to see now that we're getting with some of the reflectivity going away from the radar, so the red kind of clashing with the red. But this does include more of Winona County, so Winona, Wilson, all under that tornado warning here now. Looking at Lewiston, Rolling Stone, looks like they updated that one as well. Buffalo City, Wabasha would be included in this one as well. So we just have a plethora of tornado warnings going on here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Let's move. We haven't really talked much about Wabasha County, but let's take a look here at a couple different areas of rotation we could be looking at. I mean, we could be looking at multiple different spots here. Just south of Wabasha, maybe an opportunity there for some activity, even a little bit further west onto Highway 60 there. Northeast of Glasgow. So Wabasha area, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Kellogg, you also need to be in your safe spot. I know you guys were hit pretty hard with some large hail earlier this week. Again, not great news here for folks in the Kellogg area. Area of rotation around Kellogg as well. I think there's a possibility there of some rotation. We'll head a little bit further south. Watopa, another spot here. We could be again, just kind of multiple areas of some tornadic activity or rotation at least. You're getting into Weaver, just a little bit further west of Weaver, southwest there. But yeah, that might be a spot to watch too. Closer to Weaver here, Minnesota 74, kind of right around this direction here. I think we're getting close to the Wabasha and Winona County line. I think that's what that is. Yeah, that scan kind of made a little bit tighter there around Minnesota 74. So just south of Weaver, southwest of Weaver. Weaver folks, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. If you're along 74, know somebody along Minnesota 74, make sure you give them a phone call and let them know that they need to be seeking shelter here this afternoon. We'll continue to head a little bit further south. We're around the Elba area. So there could be, here's Oak Ridge. Maybe a little bit of some activity here. Minnesota 74, maybe a little bit of something back there. So this would be north of Elba. Might be another possible spot. Let's see here. We could be looking, this might be something here. Closer to Altura maybe, between the Lewiston and Altura area. That could be something. Here's Altura, here's Elba. Maybe some
You're talking about the one northwest of Lewiston?
Yeah, I'm moving in that direction here, yeah. Between Utica and Lewiston, that one kind of pops out a little bit more to me. Kind of the brighter reds, the brighter greens. Yeah. Maybe a bit more of another spot here of some rotation. So this would be Highway 14 between Utica and Lewiston. That might be an area of concern there too to watch here this afternoon.
As you guys are continuing to talk, I'm just scrolling on Facebook right now and seeing a number of people, I am assuming parents, saying that yes, schools are holding kids in many of our communities. I'm seeing Rushford-Peterson, I'm seeing Winona, I'm seeing Fillmore Central. So I would imagine all of these communities within these warned areas are doing exactly the right thing. They're keeping the kids there until the all clear. And as we continue to track these situations, we know that these storms are pushing off now to the east. And I think the question that a lot of people have then, Sarah, is once they push through, are we done for the day?
So Brock, that is the good news. This cold front is really going to be driving these storms out of the area. They're causing the problem. They're creating these storms. They're building these storms. But once this cold front is out of the area, we should be done with severe activity. We may see a couple showers and thunderstorms on the backside, potentially redeveloping a little bit later this evening, but not expected to be severe in that aspect. So that is the good news there, is once these are through, we should be done with that severe threat here today. But obviously in the meantime, not good news. Yeah, that's why with the Severe Weather Awareness Week, when we have that statewide tornado drill, we have an afternoon run and we have an evening run. It gives kids a chance, kids and staff and teachers a chance to plan and prepare during the school day. Maybe if something like that happens today, of course, given the time. But in the evening hours, it gives folks an opportunity to, practice at home, practice with the kids at home. And again, with the afternoon time frame, allows folks to practice at work, kids to practice that heading to that safe spot and that severe weather safety plan during school hours, during work hours, and then evening time, practice that at home. Let's see here.
Yeah, the Weather Service is
Looks like we're
watching
cutting back on that
too,
quite a bit, so that's some good news here. Looks like the tornado warning is completely out of Olmsted County, which is some great news. Still to the east of Charles City, so Charles City area, maybe hold on just a little bit longer, but I think if you're in Olmsted County, I think I can give you the all clear here this afternoon. So if you're in Olmsted County, anywhere in Olmsted County, I think you're good. I think you're safe to come out of that safe spot here at this hour.
Sarah, what about looking back? Yep, you're going exactly where I want. I'm getting some messages from family in the Fillmore County area saying they're getting a lot of alerts going off.
Okay.
I know Mabel Canton right now has all of their students taking shelter, as we saw that polygon, so that would make sense. Fillmore Central as well. So people in that area, we're in a tornado warning, but do we have anything confirmed for those folks yet?
Right now we have our traditional red polygon. So at this point in time, that indicates for us that that's a radar indicated tornado warning versus an observed tornado warning. But there's certainly an area of concern, especially closer to kind of the York area, Forestville, Preston area. Could be looking at some broad rotation here around Forestville. So this is in Fillmore County. So here's Preston, Lanesboro and Wayland a little bit further northeast there. Harmony right here, Highway 52. Maybe a little something there, but I think the better looking rotation is closer to Forestville. So we have a Minnesota 44. York is kind of at the bottom there of that polygon. Preston, within that tornado warning, Preston, you need to be heading to your safe spot here this afternoon. Forestville, not necessarily in that tornado warning, but kind of looking at some of that broad rotation. If you're around the Forestville area, make sure you're heading to your safe spot here. And if you have friends and family, I know that's a great spot to do some hiking. Give them a phone call. Make sure that they're in a safe spot here this afternoon, able to seek some shelter.
Yeah, so there are. It's near the town of Bethany. It's hard to see on radar here.
Okay.
It's just north of Lewiston. The one we were talking about, the strong circulation, it really has gotten much stronger in the past few minutes. And the viewer is, or rather a spotter is reporting circulation, like rotation and a wall cloud there.
Okay.
That's what we're looking at right now.
Okay, so right around the Lewiston area?
Yeah, just north of Lewiston.
Okay. So again, this was an area of concern that we had. This has shifted a little bit with those newer radar scans. Utica back off to the it's the left side of your screen, I believe. Yeah. Lewiston, kind of right here, dead center, Highway 14. Yeah, just kind of, I think it's right here, right there now. So just kind of northeast there of Lewiston. I'll zoom in a little bit closer here, see if we can get some crossroads. Might not want to cooperate for me. Nope, it doesn't want to cooperate for me. Yeah, Highway 14 area north of Lewiston. Lewiston area, you need to be in your safe spot here at this point in time. This is, rotation not looking great. And if we have spotter confirming a rotating wall cloud, a good indication that something could be produced. So we're going to keep an eye on that here.
Yeah, we are seeing comments. Lewiston Altura schools are also right now in a for lack of a better word, a lockdown mode. And that's a lot of what we're seeing here. And again, when they say lockdown, this is for severe weather. This isn't another sort of emergency situation, but they are in their severe weather mode, which means that no one is able to leave the building, which is exactly what they should be doing right now, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that kind of delays getting
Yeah, especially on a Friday, right? Everyone's ready for a weekend, and here we go.
But you know what? I would much rather be at school in a safe spot than on a bus having to worry about something like
They're
that.
doing the right thing for sure.
Yeah, I know I'm not a parent personally, but I have nieces and nephews. You know, that's what I would want personally. You know, I would rather have them in a safe, sturdy building,
and
able to get shelter than being on a bus.
Yeah, and a big thank you to our teachers and administrators and staff, because kids, you know, this is scary stuff. We've seen the video, right? I mean, this is real life weather happening, and so they're scared, and it takes a lot of work to keep everyone under control. So our appreciation to all the teachers who are doing extra duty today, for sure.
Yep. And I know we practice I'm sure a lot of schools practicing yesterday with that statewide tornado drill. Putting that plan into action today, I'm sure a lot of folks, a lot of kids, a lot of parents, teachers didn't want to put those plans in, didn't think they'd be putting those plans in place this soon, but what a great refresher here. Okay, yeah. Sounds like we have a photo to go to. Okay, so this is Plainview. Okay, so that was an area that we were talking about earlier. So it looks like we have a viewer photo of a possible tornado there around Plainview. Victoria sending this in. Yeah, that is well defined. Very photogenic too. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump down to North Iowa here. We have this tornado warning. You can see Highway 63 kind of running through the midsection. Bethany Hall, kind of right in that area of some possible circulation, maybe on the northern side there. But
that's we were talking about the warning that they've actually issued a new warning for that area because of the intense circulations that are showing up now on radar. So there's another one for Winona County and some of the surrounding areas for Winona and now also southwest Wisconsin. That's a big area too.
Okay, well, I'll jump to that here in just a second, Ted. Thank you. So here's a look at, this is North Iowa. So up here we have Howard County, this lower county here. We have New Hampton. So we have Chickasaw County. But yeah, you can see some of that rotation right there. This would be northeast of New Hampton, Iowa. So that would be heading towards Protivin. Is that how you say that, Ted?
Protivin, yep.
Protivin, okay. Yep, so that would be an area of concern there. So this would just be Bethany Hall area. I'm not getting any roads getting picked up, but this is Reilly Settlement, an area there. So we have Highway 63 here. So just to the east of Highway 63, northeast of the New Hampton area. Little Turkey in that warning as well. So if you're in the Little Turkey area, make sure you're heading to shelter as well. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Saud, maybe? Yeah, heading towards the Protivin area. But yeah, still looking at some rotation there around the Bethany Hall area in North Iowa. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. We'll jump a little bit further north again. Ted, you said that there was a new warning coming in?
Yes. Well, that large new one that's not in effect until 3:45. It just came in about 3 minutes ago.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can see what they're looking at. This would be, this is across the river here, but yeah. So here's Buffalo City, Harold. Yeah, there's a good area of rotation there. This is across the river into Wisconsin here, but we still have that tornado warning for portions of Wabasha, Winona County, from Wabasha to Kellogg, down through Minneska. I mean, that could even be a spot of some possible rotation there, just north of, something right here. That could be something too, along Highway 61. We have Watopa. We have Weaver, so this would be just north of Weaver a bit. Let's take a look at this. This might be a little, this might be something here. We'll watch that too. So we have Rolling Stone down here. We have Oak Ridge. Might be a couple spots of some rotation there too. Okay, new scan. Okay, yeah, let's,
I can take over for you, Sarah, if that's okay. Well, you want to keep monitoring this.
yeah, we're going to keep monitoring
Yes.
things, but I just heard in my ear we have our Grant Jones live in Stewartville looking at some of that damage. Grant, where are you? Tell me where you are first off, and then what are you seeing? Are you seeing residents coming out of their homes yet to kind of assess what's going on?
Yeah, Sarah, we're in North Stewartville, just behind the fairway here. Residents and even some visitors coming by to see this damage. It is extensive here in North Stewartville. As you can see, part of this house, just the siding completely off. You can see the debris on the ground here. We have a part of a fencing. We have parts of decks. We have appliances out here. Other parts of homes, too, you can see the siding just completely ripped off. Parts of the roofs, 2 houses back there, roofs partially ripped off. This is not an uncommon sight in this area right now. Almost every house I can see is having some sort of damage. As our photographer kind of just does a nice clean sweep here, you can see garage doors completely off the rails there. The homes, dirt covering the garage, covering the homes, windows shattered. People have been out here trying to assess the damages, making calls, as we've seen. Even here you can see, I mean, fence posts. This what appeared to be a fence post here, just not even 10 feet in front of me. A lot of damage here in North Stewartville. People have been driving by, just watching the damage, seeing what happened here. We talked about this tornado happening a little bit earlier in the day near Stewartville. Definitely a powerful tornado coming through here. A lot of damage for this community.
For that report. Wow, just wow. That's kind of all I've got to say here at this point in time. I'm sure now that we're getting close to the end of school, the end of work, we may be seeing more folks able to assess the damage. But if you do have damage in your area, or if you're passing by somewhere and you see some damage, try to leave it be, not add extra bodies to maybe slow down some cleanup there. Be helpful, of course, if you're able to, but yeah, a lot of cleanup needing to happen here in some spots that are being impacted by severe storms here this afternoon. Caitlin, it sounds like you might have.
Oh no, I was greeting our new folks coming back in there. I was gonna handle the Grant chat for you, get a better idea of his location. But hi, Caitlin Alexander here to help Sarah and Ted this afternoon. Sarah, as you were.
Okay, thank you, Caitlin. Sorry, you were waving your hand. I thought you had something for me. Okay, so let's take a look here at radar. We have, let's go over our warnings here. So it looks like we still have about 3 tornado warnings left for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. We'll kind of run through them here. We have 1 in North Iowa, and we have 2 in kind of the Winona County, Wabasha County area. And at this point in time, these are the only warnings that we have here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So first off, let's talk about our North Iowa one. We have that one for Chickasaw and Howard County until 3:30 here this afternoon. So that should expire here in the next 2 minutes. We also have one for the Wabasha and Winona County areas, that also until 3:30. So again, that should expire here in the next 2 minutes or so. One just on the fringe here for Buffalo and Trempealeau counties in Wisconsin, but it does clip into portions of Winona County. So that one stays until about 3:45 here this afternoon. So at this point in time, those are the only warnings that we have right now. I am going to kind of zoom us back out, get kind of a home view of everything. And the good news is here, once these storms pass through, we're done for the night in terms of severe weather. We may have a couple redevelopments of some showers and thunderstorms, but nothing that's expected to be severe. So that is the benefit to these thunderstorms kind of being embedded in that cold front, is once that cold front pushes through, we're done for. Notice all the quiet weather kind of on the backside here. I'll just kind of run through. Oh, looks like that one went pink. We'll get that here in just a second. But I wanted to give some towns the all clear. If you are in Goodhue County, if you're in Olmsted County, if you're in Dodge, Steele County here, Mower, Fillmore counties here this afternoon, you're done. You're in the clear. You are safe to go out of your safe spots here. Looks like we have, Fillmore County. I think I can give you guys the all clear if you're within Fillmore County. Looks like we've lost our tornado warning in North Iowa. It looks like that storm is weakening quite a bit. So we'll take that advantage here while we're able to. In North Iowa, Winnebago and Hancock counties, Worth and Saragordo counties, Mitchell, Floyd County, all clear here at this point in time. I'm going to say that Howard and Chickasaw counties, I think you're clear here at this point in time. Looks like we have some more storms kind of developing into Houston and Alma-Key counties at this point in time. So you guys, not clear just yet. We're starting to see more activity kind of clearing out of Wabasha and Winona counties. So good news there. Let's see here.
So if you want to look at, I know it's just across the river, Buffalo County, Wamandee is a town. If you look at the correlation coefficient, and there is an example of a radar confirmed tornado just based on the lofting of debris, a lot of debris from that tornado.
So here's that circulation. I'm going to say this is Highway 88. This is across the river into Wisconsin, so just outside of our viewing area. But if you have friends and family in this region, certainly give them a call. That is a very impressive looking reflectivity. I don't like how that looks for velocity, I should say. But yeah, Ted, I think I see what you're looking at there with correlation coefficient right there on Highway 88 there. Looks like something to not good news there.
Yeah. And Sarah, while we're monitoring that just out east as well, our producer is telling me in my ear that we have another picture to take a look at. This from the Plainview area. You can see that funnel in very close proximity as it appears to homes. Not an uncommon sight that we are hearing about this afternoon, but certainly concerning. That's a pretty close-up look at that funnel. That's courtesy of a woman named Kelly.
Yeah, that excellent photo. Thank you very much, Kelly, for sending that our way. I hope everybody who's been getting viewer photos and especially videos too of that tornadic activity, I hope you guys are all staying safe. I value your safety more than I do getting photos, but hopefully you're at a safe distance and able to quick run back into shelter. But yeah, very, very photogenic look there at that tornado too. Okay, so it looks like we just have a small corner of Winona County that has a tornado warning at this point in time.
There's a funnel cloud reported in Winona.
In Winona? Okay. Funnel cloud reported in Winona. Okay. I might need another, hopefully we get a fresh scan here of reflectivity, hopefully within the next couple moments. Right now, it doesn't really look like there is much rotation in Winona, but again, I think our radar, we usually get some fresh scans every couple of minutes. So right now, possibly some rotation back towards
northwest
Stockton.
of there, maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it was reported near Winona. I'm guessing that's what they're talking. Maybe on that, pointing that direction. That's where it would likely be.
Okay. Yeah. Right now, I would say probably closer to Stockton area would probably be the better opportunity for maybe potentially any funnels. But that's not to say someone from, Stockton and Winona are relatively close together. So it's maybe somebody in rural Winona spotting it looking west towards Stockton. But Stockton right along Highway 14 there. We have Highway 61 just south of the Winona area. So right now, I would say that possible rotation closer to the Stockton area at this point in time. So again, if you're around Rolling Stone, Stockton, Winona, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. And likely you guys have been in a tornado warning, one of several over the last hour or so. So hopefully you're still within your safe spot here at this point in time. Not quite safe to come out just yet, but I will give a couple spots in If you're in Wabasha County now, you are in the clear. You are safe. You're good to come out of your safe spots here this afternoon. Wabasha County, you are in the clear. Let's take a look at Winona County. I think we can clear some western parts of Winona County at this point in time. Altura, Fremont, St. Charles, Saratoga. I think you guys are in the clear now here in terms of severe weather. Lewiston, you're still a little too close for my comfort for me to clear you guys just yet. Again, looking further downstream towards Stockton, I think you're still a little too close to that warning before I'm comfortable to clear you guys yet.
Sarah, as you continue looking at your radar there, let's also take another look at another image just into our newsroom southwest of the Plainview area. This one, a very clear image of that funnel extending all the way down to the ground, appearing to be over kind of a agricultural area, a field out that way, southwest of Plainview. Thank you to Melissa for sending this photo. We hope that you are safe and that everything is okay where you are.
Yeah, that's a great photo. Thank you, Melissa, for sending that in. Yeah, you can see the full picture of the funnel coming from the cloud and making contact there with the ground. Wow, it's a great view. Let's see here. I'm just trying to monitor velocity here to see if there's any other possible activity to keep an eye on. I think there's a spot here just coming out of Chickasaw County, moving into Fayette County there. That might be a spot. I know Fayette County is just outside of our viewing area, but it's just coming out of the Chickasaw County area. So we'll look at that too. Looks like maybe something could be strengthening there. So this would be between Sumner and Hawkeye. Again, I know this is getting more into Fayette County, but Hawkeye there, you can see some decent rotation there on velocity. So that would be a spot. No warning yet there. I think it certainly bears some watching, a little concerning looking to me. We'll have to keep an eye on that there if National Weather Service decides to issue a possible warning there. Let's see here. Keeping an eye on stuff still for Winneshiek and El-McKee counties here this afternoon, along with Houston County here at this point in time. We'll flip it back over to radar to see what we're looking at here. Nothing severe at this point in time for Houston County. Nothing severe at this point in time for Winneshiek and El-McKee counties. But to be honest, I think if you're in Winneshiek County and I think if you're in Fillmore County, I think you guys are clear here for tonight. I think you guys are safe out of that severe risk here at this point in time. I think it bears watching along the riverside here into far eastern and Houston and El-McKee counties. Still some developing thunderstorm activity there. Nothing severe just yet. And I'm not seeing anything overly impressive on velocity at this point in time. Maybe a little bit just south of New Albin. That might be something to watch. I think that might be a spot to keep an eye on. Maybe we're just getting a little too close to the radar that it might be a little cluttered. Maybe around Brownsville, that might be something to watch too. But we're getting really close to crossing the river here. So I think those are two spots there, just right on the edge with the river that bears a little bit of some watching, but at this point is not severe warned. Let's take a look at how that velocity is looking around Winona County. So we have Stockton, Winona, Fountain City, which I believe is across the river into Wisconsin, and then Rolling Stone still under that tornado warning in Winona County. And Ted, you said that goes until 3:45, correct? our last tornado warning?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay. 3:45. So we're looking at about 5-6 minutes until this warning has expired or is able to expire. And I think at that point, I think most of this activity should be across the river. So I wouldn't expect the National Weather Service to issue our local area a new warning. But once it clears the river, folks into Wisconsin may potentially see some additional warnings there. But let's take a look here. I'm going to flip it back over to radar. We can watch things kind of in motion a little bit, see if we can see anything redeveloping here. Yeah, I think this main line here, yeah, this is the line that's right along the cold front here. We still have a couple showers, couple thunderstorms around Fillmore County, but again, I don't think any of that is severe. We're going to watch that cell into Fayette County there. That is just outside of the viewing area. However, given that storm motion, I could see that potentially impacting portions of Winneshiek and Alameda County. So that may still be something worth watching. So folks in Winneshiek County, I think you're clear at the moment, but still continue to stay weather aware. Don't completely let your guard down just yet. I think it bears watching. It certainly does. I do want to, yeah, we're kind of looking at two lines. Something the National Weather Service pointed out. We have two lines here of severe activity. So this first round, of course, that's severe. The second one, more embedded with that cold front. Okay, Caitlin, it sounds like you have something for us.
Yeah, Sarah, we do have crews across the area monitoring damage from this afternoon's storms. We are going to check in live with KTTC's Grant Jones. Grant, are you still in the Stewartville area? Tell us where you are, what you're seeing, update us with the very latest that way.
Yeah, Caitlin, we're still in this North Stewartville area behind the fairway for people who know where that is. This community was definitely hit hard by these storms. You can just look behind me. If you see this little rock pit right here, that was a shed. There's no shed there anymore. This storm has really done a lot of damage. We're just going to take a sweep. We talked about this house a little bit earlier. We talked to some neighbors. This family had just moved into the neighborhood quite recently. As you can see, this storm has definitely done a number on the siding. Even here, we were talking about this fencing. As you can see, people start to kind of clean up. Waste Management already has a dumpster here. People are starting to put the trash into the dumpster. Along this whole line here, this property line, this is where a fence was. You can even see, if we come over here, the fence post still in the ground. Still in the ground here. A lot of damage happening here in North Stewartville. Debris all over the ground. Over in that White House there, if you see a little red brick almost in the garage, that is a beanbag toss, a cornhole toss board. That was in the lawn that we're standing in right now. It has flown probably 30, 40, 50 yards away from here. So definitely a powerful storm coming here. People are cleaning up. People are getting insurance on the line, trying to figure out what to do, trying to just get some semblance of a plan going, as we see people even behind us here trying to take pictures, make sure that they have a plan going forward.
And Grant, things seeming almost busier people-wise since the last time we checked in with you a little bit ago. It seems like, as you mentioned, many people coming out to assess that damage, also the presence of the Waste Management dumpster to start putting debris inside. Have you been able to speak with anyone, and are you hearing anything about everybody being okay? That's top of mind.
Yeah, Caitlin, we spoke with one of the neighbors here in this community. From what we have heard, everyone has seemed to be okay so far. We haven't heard any reports of injuries, mainly just property damage here, and as we were saying, a lot of it. But as far as we've heard so far, no one has been injured. But again, we will continue to monitor that situation, ask around to see if we can get any more information.
And as you speak with people, Grant, we'd be very interested to know what they saw, what they heard, if anyone was at home when that storm ripped through that neighborhood. Absolutely devastating images to see. We do want to thank you for your live coverage, and we will check in with you later on throughout the afternoon and early evening, Grant. Thank you. Sarah, what's the latest over on the weather wall?
Continuing to monitor things very closely here sorry, I'm trying to check in with the National Weather Service on what their thoughts are on thunderstorm development there into Fayette County. If we need to worry about anything, any warnings coming for Winneshiek or for Alameda County. So just trying to shoot a message off to them quick to see if they have any thoughts at all on that. I don't necessarily want to end coverage if we do end up seeing another warning coming down the pipeline. So looks like it is 3:45 here, and our last tornado warning for Winona County should have expired. It looks like we potentially are warning free at this point in time. I just want to do a quick analysis on kind of what we're looking at while I wait for word back. Okay. We're going to stay with this. We're going to stay with coverage here for a minute. National Weather Service letting me know that they are drawing up a tornado warning for that storm. That is in North Iowa there. So we'll get kind of an analysis on that here quick, and here it is. I didn't want to jump off too quickly. I didn't want to get too excited about us being warning free just yet. Decorah, not included in this warning. You are just a little south of this, but this does include Waukon, Alameda County there. So let's get the information on that here quick. We'll take a look at the velocity. Yeah, there we go. That's. Yeah, we were keeping an eye on that velocity. I wasn't quite thrilled with how that was looking. So right around the Hawkeye area is where we're looking at that rotation right now. So I know this is Fayette County, just outside of our viewing area, but this warning does include portions of Winneshiek and Alameda counties here this afternoon. So let's get we can get a look on all of that. But if you're in West Union, Postville, Waukon, you need to be in your safe spot here this afternoon. Again, Decorah is outside of this polygon, but Decorah, you are pretty close to that activity. Let's get the query information on this one. Okay, so we have Alameda, Clayton, Fayette, and Winneshiek counties included in this. So this is Winneshiek County, Alameda County, Clayton, and Fayette County. This is going to be in effect until 4:30 here this afternoon. Outside of that one warning, that one tornado warning that we have right now, we are warning free here at this point in time.
Hey, what's that? Zach?
Let's see here. I'm trying to decide how I want to go over. Okay, well, here comes another one. A new tornado warning for us. And this one is for portions of Alameda and Houston counties.
So it looks like hail is a threat with these warnings here, Sarah, as well.
Yeah, so hail has kind of been an issue on the leading edge of these storms. Kind of a hail and tornadic threat. Here we have a small corner of Houston County, and we have a portion of Al-McKee County that does include the city of Lansing. So this warning is going to be in effect until 4:30 here this afternoon. We'll take a look here at hail core and see how hail is doing. But I can see what they're kind of looking at. We may even have a couple areas of circulation. So around New Albin, I think that's an area of concern just south of New Albin. Actually, moving right along the Minnesota-Iowa border there. I think that is an area of concern. Trying to analyze this a little bit here. I think maybe kind of right in there might be a spot too of some possible rotation. And I know we're kind of getting out of where maybe some cities might be. But we have DeSoto is right here, so a little bit west of DeSoto. Looks like we have Highway 26, so kind of right along the Highway 26 area. But I'll zoom out. But yeah, that one near New Albin certainly looks concerning. I don't have any close roads. Sorry, I keep jostling this back and forth here. Okay, so we have Jefferson here, we have New Albin, we have Minnesota 26, and then I think that turns into Iowa 26. So just to the east of that, we have kind of a small section here of the area that has that tornado warning. So I think we have some solid-looking rotation there in that direction. And I'll zoom out a little bit here. Caitlin, you had mentioned hail concerns at all for the area. With this particular warning, it looks like hail now more so just kind of crossing the river into Wisconsin towards DeSoto, coming out of the Lansing area. We're looking at Genoa into Wisconsin there, maybe some smaller hail possible there. Let's take a look here at North Iowa. So West Union, if you have any friends and family in the West Union area, if you're around the West Union area, you need to be heading to your safe spot here at this point in time. So looking at some hail, some large hail, maybe a possible concern there. We'll get a reading. So right now, maybe nickel-sized hail may be possible. I know we've seen some of these storms kind of pulse a little bit, so we get kind of a decent hail core for a scan or two, and then it kind of drops back down. But when we have kind of those strong rotating updrafts to be able to produce those tornadoes, seeing that circulation there, not surprising to see the potential for some large hail at play with that too. So looks like we could be looking at anywhere from, yeah, there we go. I just got to find the right spot. Yeah, looks like between Hawkeye and West Union there on Highway 18, could possibly be looking at maybe some ping pong size hail. So anywhere from nickel, penny size hail, potentially upwards of ping pong size hail, just right along the highway there. So this is heading towards West Union in Fayette County. Let's go back to a home view.
Sarah, how long is this warning projected to go through the National Weather Service?
We'll take a look at those tornado warnings that we have going on for the area. So ones that impact portions of Houston County and Wenatchee counties. Both of those go until 4:30 this afternoon. So portions of Al-McKee County, Wenatchee County, and Houston counties being impacted here for the local areas. So, and I know we're getting close to kind of a fringe zone for us. So I'm not entirely sure how many viewers we have in this location, but if you have friends and family closer to the riverside there, south of Decorah, certainly give them a call, check on them, make sure that they're in their safe spots here this afternoon. In the meantime,
Sarah, it sounds like we will be, I mean, obviously your judgment here monitoring this storm, but it sounds like we would be prepared to return to regular programming here a little bit closer to 4 o'clock. We do, I want to let you know, Sarah, have crews going out across the viewing area, multiple crews that are out in the field right now starting to gather some visuals of that damage, check in with people, make sure we're not talking about injuries in this storm. And actually, if we could, I do have one of our crews live right now. I'd like to punch that up, Sam, if we could. So this is 20th Street Southeast near Tomar Lane. So we're talking about South Rochester. These are just little pieces of insulation that have been ripped out of a home near this road. We're not hearing of many large-scale damage issues out this way, but there are obviously signs of those incredibly strong winds that we saw blow through. We know that South Rochester and communities just south of Rochester saw kind of a decent amount of this damage. So we are going through different neighborhoods, taking calls, taking emails. Probably easiest way, guys, to let us know if there's damage near you is to shoot us an email at news@kttc.com. Again, that's news@kttc.com. Also easy to go to our website or our app, so kttc.com, and click submit videos and photos. It's super easy upload. Because our phones have been ringing off the hook this afternoon. Obviously, we want to try to communicate with all of our viewers as much as we can, but we are monitoring a lot this afternoon. A special thank you to our meteorologists, Sarah Gannon and Ted Schmidt. They have been on air live with absolutely no breaks since early this afternoon when this storm was just on the west side of our viewing area beginning to push through. And as we've been discussing, even more warnings still happening kind of on those fringe counties a little bit out east for us this afternoon, Sarah.
Yeah, Caitlin, it's certainly been a busy day. I want to touch here on this tornado watch that we have for the area. National Weather Service has this in effect for a good chunk of our viewing area here from southern Minnesota to northern Iowa. This is in effect until 8 o'clock, but I think as these storms cross the river, push east with that cold front, and I think once the National Weather Service has a chance to kind of breathe just for a moment, I would not be surprised to see these the watch getting cut back and canceled early for us here in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. So, but plenty of counties, off to the east into Wisconsin. They'll hang on to that watch a little bit longer, but locally, I think probably in the next half hour to an hour, I would expect to see that watch kind of getting cut back for us here locally. So if I'm understanding correctly, someone talking in my ear, the plan is to go ahead here with our 4 o'clock broadcast as we're kind of winding down with those warnings here for our local area, correct?
Sarah, I have asked for a countdown clock to come up for you too, to take us right
Wonderful.
into that next bit of programming.
Okay.
We are going to continue, by the way, on our streaming platforms as well. So be sure to be in our news app, and we will continue to bring you some of these latest weather headlines. And of course, full coverage, team coverage at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight on KTTC.
All right, Caitlin, thank you so much. I'll keep an eye on that countdown clock for us here. Yes, so if I'm understanding correctly, Midwest Access will continue, and then will we continue with our weather coverage for some of our continuing counties there? Okay, perfect. Caitlin?
Yeah, we are going to check in with our Grant Jones one more time live in the Stewartville area where there seems to be a lot of action with cleanup efforts already underway. Grant, you've now moved, I'm guessing, across the street there. Show us what we're looking at now.
Been saying that they've been talking to neighbors who say that the health and safety of everyone so far has, I think, been roughly accounted for. We haven't seen anyone with injuries again. But again, looking at this shot here, this is a home. They've been taking down the garage of this house, the garage door of this house. The people who live here were not home at the time of the storm, but they're saying that the garage and the front room of this house is not livable at this point. They moved in roughly a year ago to date, and now to have this tragedy happen, definitely a terrible sight. As you can see, other people coming around, dumpsters finally arriving, people coming out to show their support for their community, as many communities across southeast Minnesota will be doing for the next few days.
Graham, you know that's what Minnesotans and Iowans do best, is show up for their neighbors. Thank you for that live check-in, and we'll be sure to hear from you coming up at 5 o'clock. In the last couple seconds here of our live team coverage this afternoon, let's go back to Sarah.
Thank you, Caitlin and Grant, for that live report there today. It's wow, just to see some of those images. And as we mentioned, we'll have team coverage continuing here into this afternoon. A look at the cleanup efforts going on. Much of our area starting to clear out with that storm activity. So we'll continue to keep you posted here all evening long. For myself and for meteorologist Ted Schmidt, thank you for sticking with us here this afternoon as we continue to keep you safe here with this severe weather today. We'll send it over to our regular scheduled programming with Midwest Access. Hey everybody, meteorologist Sarah Gannon. Thanks for sticking with us here with Midwest Access. If you've been sticking with us all afternoon, you have seen our live severe storm coverage, team coverage today as we track severe storms. There is a tornado warning. I want to give you the first alert to this, looking at a radar indicated tornado warning. It does cut into a portion of Winneshiek County here into Alameda County. Right now, the primary concern is still sitting into Fayette County, but we'll gradually see that continue to push here to the east. So this warning is in effect until 4:30 here this afternoon. As we look at a broad view of the local area, most of this thunderstorm activity is out of the area here at this point in time. We are dry in Rochester, Austin, Albert Lee, Mason City, Owatonna, up towards Red Wing, Preston. Dry. We are in the clear here at this point in time. That severe activity now pushing to the river. We're still keeping an eye on that one cell there in North Iowa, but once that crosses the river, we will be done with our severe threat area wide here through the rest of this afternoon. There still is a tornado warning here, or tornado watch, for portions of southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. That continues until 8 o'clock here tonight, but I would say probably in the next hour or so, I would expect to see the National Weather Service cut back on that watch and ultimately remove the majority of our viewing area from that watch as that severe threat has moved out of the area. So we'll take a look here at what is in store here for tonight. Heading into this evening, like I said, we will be done with that severe threat here now that cold front has kind of pushed out of the area. We'll see falling temperatures, so you may notice things less humid and quieter here as we head into the rest of this evening. Cloudy skies, temperatures back in the 40s. We'll still see some gusty winds, but again, we are done with that severe threat here outside of that one remaining tornado warning for portions of Winneshiek and Alameda County. So we'll talk more about that forecast looking ahead to the rest of tonight and the weekend. We finally get a few days of some dry conditions. That's all in store in your first alert weather forecast. Later on in the broadcast, we'll be back with more Midwest Access. Welcome back to Midwest Access. I'm meteorologist Sarah Gannon. We continue to track just a little bit of some severe weather hanging on the fringe part of our viewing area. So there is still a tornado warning impacting parts of Alameda County here this afternoon. The rest of the viewing area looking a lot quieter, but wanted to start off here. If you have any friends and family in the southern half of Alameda County, let them know. Make sure that they are seeking shelter here this afternoon. So that tornado warning remains in effect until the top of the hour here at 5 o'clock. Looking further out, zooming back out to more of a home view here of the southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, you can see all that thunderstorm activity pushed off to the east, now pushing forward here from that cold front. So a lot quieter weather here on the backside. The good news is we are done with severe weather here tonight. We may see a couple showers and thunderstorms redevelop a little bit later on, but nothing severe is expected. We just have that one lone cell there in Alameda County that's still kind of hanging on a little bit, but that'll push east here as the evening progresses. Zooming out a little bit further here, this is what we've been watching today, is that cold front slowly making its way across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. And again, radar a little bit faster than how often the surface maps kind of update, but we'll likely see another update here probably in the next hour or two. But imagine that cold front a little bit further along. You can see that here in temperatures, very much reflective here. You can see where that cold front is, what spots have not seen the cold air pass through yet, and the cold air that we can be expecting here later on tonight. So look at some of those temperatures in the area. A little bit closer to home here, you can see 71 in Waterloo, but back towards Owatonna, Dodge Center, Albert Lee, Mason City even, we're looking at 40s for those current temperatures. It's 46 in Rochester, so a big temperature drop here on the backside of this frontal boundary. Still 72 in Winona and La Crosse, 73 in Decorah. We're in the 60s here in Cresco and Charles City. So again, as that cold front makes its way through the area, dropping temperatures and getting rid of that severe weather. Heading into the rest of tonight, we'll be watching temperatures continuing to fall, staying windy here for the next few hours, but conditions on the cloudy side here overnight, and we'll finally start to clear out some of that cloud cover later on here overnight. So as that cold front continues to push east, pushing out and getting rid of those severe storms, like I mentioned, we may see a few redeveloping showers and thunderstorms later on this evening, but nothing severe is expected, just kind of your garden variety showers and thunderstorms. You may see a little bit of some rain activity, hear a few rumbles of thunder. Again, nothing to be worried about, all rain activity out of here by about 10, 11 o'clock here tonight. Tomorrow morning, though, it will be a bit of a shock to the system, going from those 70s here today and the last couple of days to morning temps into the 20s here tomorrow, upper 20s to low 30s, mid to upper 40s for high temperatures tomorrow. So a chilly weekend on board for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. And a look at that 10-day forecast. We stay cold into those 40s here Saturday and Sunday, but we do rebound back into the 70s here by next week. And we get a multi-day stretch between this weekend and the middle of next week with some dry weather, maybe a few more rain chances sneaking back in by the end of next week into next weekend. That's a look at your first alert weather.
Signs of rotation this afternoon like the one you see behind us. It is a first alert day here at KGTC. Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin Alexander. We begin with meteorologist Sarah Gannon after an extremely busy afternoon. Sarah, we are following damage reports at this hour. Are we more or less clear for tonight?
We are in the clear for tonight. All of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, we are done for. We are in the clear tonight. You can continue your evening as normal. We may see a few redeveloping showers and thunderstorms, but once that cold front is out of the area, severe weather not expected. So a quick glance here at some damage reports in the area. You can see a lot of spots, especially north of I-90, reporting maybe some heavy rainfall. You can see the funnel and or tornadic icon throughout portions of Dodge into Olmsted and Wabasha counties. We had multiple viewer photos coming into the area here, or coming into the weather center and the news team here, of a funnel and a possible tornado being reported here this afternoon in the area. So I know we had some spotter reports in North Iowa too for a couple cells there. So it certainly has been a very busy afternoon, and we'll continue to show you you guys those videos, those images coming in here tonight, the aftermath of these storms. Looking at future track radar, things a lot quieter here at this point in time. We still have some cloud cover. The biggest thing that you're going to notice outside is colder temperatures. So again, all of that activity now to our east, throughout Wisconsin, into portions of Iowa, moving into portions of Illinois and Missouri there. So locally, our severe threat is done and over with here for tonight. A cold front has been the big driving force of these thunderstorms today. Temperature-wise, you can see where the cold front is here in the upper Midwest. You can see that very well-defined line. We have Davenport and 79 degrees, 59 in Waterloo. Back towards Grand Forks, Minot, North Dakota, they're looking at 20s and 30s here at this point in time. So very strong, powerful cold front moving through. Locally, we have our temperatures sitting into the 40s here in Rochester and throughout much of the area. Decorah still at about 68 degrees, 72 in La Crosse. So you can certainly see where that cold front is locally, pretty much on the outskirts of the viewing area. So through the rest of tonight, we'll be looking at some quiet, dry conditions here for the area. Temperatures will continue to sink back into the 40s and ultimately some 30s and 20s as we wake up tomorrow morning. So we'll break down more of those forecast details on what's in store heading into this weekend. It will certainly feel a lot colder compared to the 60s and 70s that we had here this week. But we get a break, we get to breathe, and some spots, some areas, some folks maybe doing some cleanup here this weekend.
Yeah, going to be a difficult weekend for many, for sure. Sarah, thank you.
And it has been a active, very active and stormy day here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Cold fronts driving these thunderstorms through the area. And the good news is that severe threat over with for the area. However, the backside of this cold front is chilly. Heading into tomorrow, we'll be waking up with temperatures likely in the 20s, maybe 30s. High temperatures only looking to manage the 40s. So things getting mighty cold heading into our weekend. We'll break down more of those forecast details as things feel a little more like March this next couple of days. That's ahead in your first alert weather.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
The answer to that question, Caitlin, is yes. We are done for with the severe weather tonight, and we are gearing up for some quiet but cold conditions heading into the area tonight and into tomorrow. Well, this weekend, really. I want to take a look back here at some of those storm reports. I'm sure we'll see more storm reports filling in as the night continues. We've been seeing several reports of heavy rainfall. We've been looking at, as I've been able to start looking through some of those viewer photos here this evening, seeing some photos of hail reports and tree damage and damage in general, but also you can see those couple icons here indicating where we had funnel sightings and possibly tornadoes on the ground. So keeping a very close eye on what the National Weather Service may have as they do storm surveys here over the next couple of days. But a couple viewer photos for you here. This one is near High Forest. Jason capturing this photo here, what looks to be like a rope tornado. This one coming in north of High Forest, west of Stewartville. And that was an area we were watching very closely here today for that tornadic potential. Another viewer photo coming in from Nancy in St. Charles reporting some very large hail. She said likely anywhere from ping pong to golf ball size hail, and I think I agree with her. Some very large hail for sure in the St. Charles area here today. And a huge thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in during our live coverage today and for sharing all of those photos and damage reports here today. I'm starting to filter through things, but if you have any photos to share, you can certainly share them on our photo community page on Facebook. Join the KTDC Weather Photo Community Group. It'll take a couple minutes, but I'll let you in to that group. We've had a lot of people request to join here today. Looking at future track radar, quiet weather. We are looking to see some much calmer conditions the rest of this evening and overnight. All of the action now well off to our east and to our south. They're moving from Iowa into Missouri, portions of Illinois and Wisconsin here. So the cold front has been the big driver of these thunderstorms today. On the backside of this cold front now, we're talking about chilly temperatures. So we can play that fun game of guess where the cold front is, but I'll help you out here. That's where it is. We're tracking temperatures still in the low 70s in La Crosse. Rochester, we're in the 40s, low 40s. Notice back towards Minot and Grand Forks, North Dakota in the 20s and 30s. So cold here in the area, but you could get a really good visual of where that cold front is sitting. And locally, we can see it still passing through the area here. We should have it out probably in the next hour or two, but still 60s in Decorah, 40s, low 40s here in Rochester, Dodge Center, mid 40s in Mason City, still about 55 right now in Winona. So very interesting to watch those temperatures just plummet on the backside of that cold front. Heading into the rest of tonight, we will see some cloud cover through the dinner time hour, but we'll be looking at temperatures into those 40s, so you may have to break out the jacket or the extra sweatshirt here tonight heading into the evening hours, but sky conditions will gradually clear out overnight, and we will just be quiet. So as that cold front continues to push to the east here through the rest of tonight, that moves out all severe weather activity. We may see the chance of a couple redeveloping showers and thunderstorms, but no severe weather is expected. If we see any redevelopment, it would just be your garden ready shower and thunderstorm activity. Nothing to be concerned about here tonight. Once we clear about 10, 11 o'clock this evening, any sort of rain activity is done for. Big shock, though, to the system waking up tomorrow morning. This is 7 a.m. A look at our Saturday temperatures. We'll be looking at temps. They're upper 20s, maybe some low 30s. We'll have some sunshine. That'll be nice. Those temperatures, though, maybe not so nice feeling. High temperatures here tomorrow afternoon will manage hopefully about those mid to upper 40s, but some windy conditions, so still feeling very chilly here for tomorrow. Those cold temps and, of course, some stronger winds on the way as well. Temperatures staying chilly in the 40s for highs through Sunday. We do look to rebound back to the 50s, 60s here on Monday, 70s Tuesday and beyond into the late week, but gearing up, though, for multiple days of some quiet weather, some sunshine, warmer temperatures once we clear the weekend. But I know a lot of folks will take advantage of the dry conditions to, unfortunately, start some cleanup here this weekend.
Yeah, the quiet is going to be really important for many people.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you, and thank you for your coverage throughout the whole day. Wow. We'll be right back with more KGTC News at 5 right after this. He has live team coverage for you tonight. Grant Jones is in a hard-hit part of Stewartville. Our senior reporter Eric Min is tracking damage in the Plainview area. And Callie Hansen is near Marion in Olmsted County. We'll check in with our reporters in just a moment, but we begin our 6 o'clock coverage with meteorologist Sarah Gannon to recap what was an extremely busy day in the weather department. Yeah, hey guys, things very active here. And the good news is now at the 6 o'clock hour, we are
done for with severe weather. Things will be quiet, will be becoming much drier. Cold, though, on the backside of this cold front, we may have a chance at a couple redeveloping showers and thunderstorms, but no severe weather is expected. Our severe threat is done for here tonight. A quick glance at some of those storm reports for the area. You can see a couple areas, especially north of I-90, where we have maybe some heavy rainfall reports. I know I've been trying to filter through the email and our photo community group at all of the images that are coming in of hail reports, tree damage, property damage, those funnels and tornadoes that were cited as well today. You can even see a couple spots here through Dodge County, Olmsted County, and into Wabasha County where we had some of those funnel and tornado reports. So expecting to see more of these storm reports kind of filtering in as the evening progresses, especially from spotters and the National Weather Service. As I mentioned, things a lot quieter here at this hour. Future track radar done for with the rain. There is still a little bit of some shower and thunderstorm activity towards La Crosse, but as a whole, the area is much quieter. Still seeing some cloud cover where all the storms are. They are well off to our west now. That cold front working quite a bit in our favor to push out those showers and those thunderstorms. Look at the large swath through Wisconsin, Illinois, back into portions of Iowa and Missouri there of those severe warned storms. You can see the oranges with the severe thunderstorm warnings, the reds with the tornado warnings. You can see where that cold front is sitting at this point in time. The big temperature difference. We have 70s in Davenport, locally in Rochester, lower 40s. Notice towards Grand Forks and Minot, North Dakota, 20s and 30s right now for temperatures. And again, that's on the backside of that cold front. So locally, we are sitting into the low 40s in Rochester and much of southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Decorah sitting at about 50 here currently. The rest of tonight's will be dry and quiet. We'll gradually lose that cloud cover here later on tonight. It'll stay chilly, but the good news is if you're trying to get outside here tonight, an opportunity to take advantage of that as conditions will be dry. No more rain is expected here for the vast majority of the area. Waking up tomorrow morning, though, certainly a shock to the system. Those morning temps around 7 a.m. could be in the upper 20s, maybe some low 30s. Temperatures tomorrow, maybe the 40s for those highs, but a big temperature swing going from the 70s to the 40s.
Even so significant to have it just be quiet weather for the weekend.
Yes.
All right, Sarah, thank you.
We are wrapping up what has been a very active week and a very active Friday for us here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. This strong cold front creating a lot of trouble here for us in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Heading into this weekend, things getting mighty cold on the backside of this cold front. Tomorrow especially, we'll be waking up with temperatures there in the 20s and even some low 30s. We'll talk more about that weekend forecast in your First Alert Weather next. We have been busy tracking that severe weather here in the area today. A look at some of those storm reports in the region. You can see several spots looking at some heavy rainfall in the area, reporting that at least. Even a few spots here where we saw some reports of those funnels and potential tornadic activity. So I expect to see the storm reports here populate a lot more as we continue into this evening, getting word back from spotters and National Weather Service updating this system here for us. So expecting to see more of those viewer photos that we've been getting in. So many have been coming into the email and on social pages and our photo community group on Facebook. A huge thank you to everybody for sending in those awesome photos. You can see a view here of that tornado around southeast Rochester. Again, just very photogenic in some locations where you're able to get a good, clean view of it. So we'll wait for official word from the National Weather Service on confirming if it was an actual tornado that touched down, or maybe, again, depending on the distance, maybe it could be a funnel. So we'll wait for official word on that for details, information, and of course, possible rating with those possible tornadoes here in the area. Another look at some hail that fell in the area. Vicki sending in this photo from Rockdale. You can see the quarter there for reference. I would say roughly quarter to maybe ping pong size hail moving through that area. So we had hail reports, possible tornado sightings, and some damage to trees and property in the area. So a huge thank you to everyone who shared their photos with us. If you have a few more that you want to share, or maybe you're out of town and you just want to see what's happening at home, you can join our KTDC Weather Photo Community Group on Facebook. It's a great spot to check out those photos, share those photos here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. The good news here now tonight, future track radar, much quieter at this point in time. All of that severe activity now off to the east. We have a chance maybe for a few redeveloping showers and thunderstorms, especially south of I-90. But I think any severe activity is done for tonight. We are done with the severe weather. Zooming out a little bit further, you can see where that cold front is. This has been the main driver of these thunderstorms this evening, this afternoon and this evening. Now pushing those storms off to the east. You can see as we zoom out just a little bit further here, those thunderstorms throughout Wisconsin into portions of Illinois, moving out of Iowa and into portions of Missouri here at this point in time. But again, look at all of those polygons that we're seeing, all of the oranges, the pinks, the reds. A little hard to see with all the lightning, of course, but all of that severe activity happening off to our south and to our west. Temperature certainly reflecting where that cold front is. That's now the big talking point now that the severe threat is over. Colder air moving into the region. You can see temperatures in La Crosse now back down to 50s. We're looking at 70s there still in Davenport. The front still has yet to make it there. Locally, though, looking at some 40s. Notice off towards Grand Forks and Minot, North Dakota, 20s and 30s right now for those current temperatures. Locally for us here, catching a couple rays of sun. They're breaking through those clouds. Locally, temperature-wise, we're at 42 in Rochester, 47 in Mason City, Decorah, sitting at 48 degrees locally. So the rest of tonight, we are dry, we're quiet, we're done with the severe weather. We can breathe here for a minute. Maybe some windy conditions. Temperatures should stay in those 40s, so it will be chilly here tonight. Clouds gradually clearing up after about midnight tonight. So again, as that cold front pushes out of our area, it may kick up a couple more showers and thunderstorms on the backside of it, but nothing severe is expected. We are done with that severe threat here for tonight. After about 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight, any sort of showers and thunderstorms will be completely done for, and we're dry then the remainder of the night and entering into the weekend. Big shock, though, to the system come tomorrow morning. Waking up 7 a.m. We'll see temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. We'll see sunshine. That will make the day and the weekend very nice. However, temperatures looking to manage about the 40s for highs here tomorrow. Similar story on the way for Sunday. A look at that 10-day forecast. Gearing up, though, we'll have to break out not quite the winter jacket, but certainly some extra layers for sure heading into this weekend with temperatures feeling much colder. We do rebound nicely, though, by next week, enjoying that sunshine and even some 70s returning back to the forecast, too.
Well, Sarah, thanks so much for your coverage throughout this entire afternoon, wall-to-wall weather coverage during these severe storms.
Absolutely.
Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, that's much appreciated, everyone. We're going to check in now with Nick.
Let's take one final look at that 10-day forecast here this evening. A big focus now post-severe storms is the cold temperatures. Looking at a rather chilly weekend, highs in the 40s here Saturday and Sunday. The good news is we get some sunshine, we get some dry conditions, a chance for many of us to just take a breath and unpack what has been a very active and busy week here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. A multi-day stretch of dry conditions. And I know after the severe storms we had earlier this week and again now tonight, I know a lot of folks are probably taking advantage of the dry weather to start cleaning up or continue with those cleanup efforts.
Our hearts are certainly with those dealing with that damage.
We begin tonight with meteorologist Sarah Gannon. Sarah, a much calmer weekend ahead.
Yeah, guys, that's correct. It has been a very active week. We started the work week off with severe weather's two first alert days, Monday and Tuesday. We had a first alert day today, and a lot to show for that severe weather that we had today. A lot of folks being impacted here by that severe weather. We'll quick start off here with a couple viewer photos. Jessica sharing this photo of what was a possible tornado spotted there in southeast Rochester. We did see a couple confirmations here of that severe activity here in the region. Another view of another possible tornado that possibly touched down. Again, all of this, none of this confirmed until the National Weather Service is able to get out and do their damage surveys. Jason capturing this photo here. You can see a very narrow, very small rope tornado potentially near about the high forest area. So also in Olmsted County. And a look at some large hail coming in from St. Charles. Nancy sharing this photo. I estimate roughly ping pong to golf ball size hail. So some spots saw some very large hail today. Other spots seeing some tornadic activity. So thankfully it was rather isolated in manner. Things now so much quieter. We are done with the rain. We are done with the storms. No severe storms expected here tonight or within the next handful of days. Still some severe storms throughout portions of Illinois here this evening and a few showers and storms behind that cold front. But again, none of that severe. And again, locally, we are done for with the severe weather. Temperatures a lot colder here at this hour. We are sitting into those lower to mid 40s at this point in time. Heading into tomorrow morning, it'll be brisk. 7 a.m. We're going to be looking at temperatures into the upper 20s to low 30s. The bright side is we'll have some sunshine. However, winds, we could be looking at gusts around 30 miles per hour or so. So it will be windy and it will be sunny. but it will feel chilly here. We're looking at high temperatures tomorrow, expecting to climb into those lower 40s, maybe mid 40s. There could be a couple spots in North Iowa along the Highway 18 corridor that could potentially get up to about those mid to upper 40s. But it'll be a cold day, especially compared to the warm week that we've had so far this week. Big change here for this weekend, but we should be rebounding nicely by next week. So we'll talk more about those forecast details. And of course, I'm sifting through a lot of viewer photos here tonight. So we'll try and squeeze in a couple more during Maine weather.
And thank you for your work today, keeping everybody safe in our region.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm glad I could hopefully keep at least somebody safe here today.
Well, it's very much noted. It's nice to see that those words of thanks come in. So we appreciate it.
We'll check back in soon, Sarah. Thank you.
It has been a very summer-like week with warm temperatures in the 70s, some humidity sneaking in there, and even several rounds of severe storms moving through southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Big temperature change, giving you the first alert to that temperature drop that's on the way for tonight, but especially into this weekend. A break from the 70s and a chance at some 40s here for your Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk more about those first alert forecast details for the weekend that's ahead in your first alert weather.
Here's your first alert weather with meteorologist Sarah Gannon.
Several more viewer photos coming into the Weather Center here this evening. And again, there's a lot, so I'm trying really hard to get through all of them. But we'll continue to look through those here tonight and especially throughout this weekend. But a few more viewer photos coming in here this evening. Vicky is sending in this photo of some large hail near Rockdell. You can see the quarter for comparison. I'd say anywhere from quarter to ping pong size hail was spotted there in the Rockdell area. A couple views here of the possible tornadoes in southern Minnesota. And again, nothing is confirmed yet until the National Weather Service is able to get out and do those storm damage surveys. Report from the National Weather Service that they will have 2 crews going out tomorrow to do storm surveys, one for Minnesota for the counties that were impacted and saw severe storms and even tornado sightings moving through southeast Minnesota. Another crew will go to Wisconsin. So it'll be a couple days before we can get confirmations of those tornadoes. But again, seeing some sightings for sure. Plainview area, Tim capturing this great photo here. And again, if you're unable to see it, right about here is where we're looking at that possible tornado. Another view here, this one more of a rope tornado coming in from the Rochester area. George sending in this great photo here, very visible across the skyline here. What we saw earlier today. Another one from the Rochester area. This would have been South Rochester, I think, down towards the Fleet Farm area. But this would have been the one closer to the Marion area that we were concerned about earlier today. Terry sending in this great photo. So a huge thank you to all of our viewers for sending in those awesome photos here of reports of possible tornado sightings, damage, hail as well, in addition to tree damage as well. So big thank you. You can join our KTDC Weather Photo Community Group on Facebook there. Just search KTDC Weather Photos. It should pop up for you. You'll have to request to join. It'll take a couple minutes and I'll get you guys in. Don't worry about it. So again, a huge thank you to everybody who took the time was hopefully able to safely capture those photos and then share it with our team here. Future track radar, a lot quieter here at this hour. Still some cloud cover, but we are done with the rain. We are done with any severe activity. We are quiet. We are all clear for tonight and especially here this weekend. A chance to breathe for many of us this weekend. Surface map, you can see where that cold front is well off to our west now. It's still, we're still seeing some strong severe thunderstorms down towards Illinois, heading into Indiana there around the Chicago area. So if you have friends and family in that area, continue to keep an eye on them, keep track on their situation as well. Locally, temperatures a lot colder here on the backside of this cold front. You can still see where that front is across Wisconsin here at this point in time, heading from moving out of Iowa into Illinois. Still in the 60s in Chicago there. Locally, we're in the 40s, 20s there on the backside. Further north into Bemidji, Grand Forks, North Dakota, Minot, North Dakota. We'll likely see a little bit more of that type of temperature conditions tomorrow morning, waking up here for your Saturday. This is 7 a.m. If you're an early riser, if you're an early bird, or if you're just trying to get a jump start on the work that needs to be done here this weekend, it'll be a cold one. Make sure to dress in layers, dress warm. We'll have some beautiful sunshine. That'll be really nice. However, temperatures waking up will be in those upper 20s to low 30s, and we'll track some wind throughout tomorrow. Probably a windier day here of the two, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday will be the windiest one. We'll look to see some possible wind gusts upwards of about 30-35 miles per hour. High temperatures tomorrow will be into those mid, maybe some upper 40s, especially in North Iowa, from Decorah to Osage, Mason City, Charles City, maybe getting close to those upper 40s. But it certainly will be a big swing compared to what we saw earlier this week and throughout this week. Sunday, same story, temperatures into the 40s, a little less wind, so that'll be the bright spot there. Still looking forward to more sunshine here on Sunday as well. Here's a look at that 10-day forecast. No first alert days in place, so we instead have multiple days to check out and dry out, enjoy some sunshine. We will, though, the downfall, though, is those 40s here this weekend, but we are back in the upper 50s to low 60s by Monday, so more seasonal, and a few days next week with some sunshine and some 70s. So I think a nice little treat, a nice little reward for what has been a very active, a very busy, and for some folks, a hard week.
Very relieved to not see any first alert days in the forecast anytime soon.
And we're so grateful, too, that, no injuries reported. And while our hearts go out to everyone who has to do some cleanup, we know that material possessions can be replaced. It's tough, but still, what a great thing that no one was injured.
Yes, that's the big takeaway, the big thing. So thank you guys for trusting me, for trusting our weather team to keep you safe here and staying with us during coverage all today. And of course, thank you to you guys for helping behind the scenes, and Brock helping with team coverage today as well, and everyone in the production booth too.
All right, thank you,
Why
Sarah.
we do what we do, right, everyone? All right.
Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast for the Austin, Mason City, and Winona areas. Chilly here this weekend, expecting to see high temperatures here between Saturday and Sunday, both days. A lot of us looking at mid-40s for those afternoon highs. Mason City could be approaching that 50-degree mark here Saturday and Sunday, so on the warmer side, but much of the area in those 40s here this weekend. The good news is temperatures rebounding next week. We'll be looking at 60s, upper 50s to low 60s on Monday. More 70s on the horizon heading into later next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. However, there may be a few rain showers in the mix come Friday, so that'll drop temperatures back in the 50s. But again, still very seasonal. Looking forward to multiple days here in a row with dry, sunny conditions. A break from the rain, certainly much needed. Let's look at your first alert weather. Nick? Let's take one last look at that 10-day forecast. A really nice sight to see. No first alert days here in the next 7 to 10 days. It has been a very busy week across southern Minnesota, northern Iowa here, and especially within the weather department. Bookending the week with first alert days and severe weather this weekend. A lot colder with highs in the 40s. We get the sunshine, though, and we'll see some 70s rebounding next week.
Again, just so grateful everyone is okay tonight.
And thank you for those of you who are helping out those who have been impacted. It means a lot. From all of us at KTC,